What is going on, y'all? What is going on? A little late, but we're gonna get the ball rolling. So you guys seen that? Where am I going? I'm over here. There we go. All right, so we're here to talk about Russia invading Ukraine. Russia invading Ukraine. Shout out to my brother Chaotic Truth. I'm expecting you to come up, Chaotic Truth. You got to do some explaining today, brother. If you come up, I'm expecting you today. My sister Don Frank in the building. What's going on? I ain't seen you in a while. I think I saw you in the street somewhere, in the YouTube street somewhere, but I forgot to say something to you. I was busy doing about 3 or 4 things at the time. But anyway, yeah, good to see you. All right, so where you been hiding, girl? You gotta. I know you got a couple other favorites like Chef and other, but you got to come back and see your brother for a minute. Um, okay, y'all. Let's talk about Russia invading Kuwait. Kuwait. Russia invading Ukraine, and how is that going to affect us? Well, first of all, where is the Ukraine? Where is that? That's like way on the other side of the earth, right? But where exactly is it? Let's find out where exactly the Ukraine is. This is a map of Ukraine. This is Russia, so it's really on the western part of the border of Ukraine. Of Russia, right? And we're gonna learn some facts about Ukraine in just a minute. But basically, if you want to know where Ukraine is, here it is. It's right on the border of Russia, Belarus, Poland, Romania, and I forgot the name of this little thing here. Let me blow this up so I can see. I'm old, y'all don't have good eyes like you guys, you younger. Moldova, right? And so what Russia is trying to do today, the Navy is they've cut this little thing off here, this little Sea of Azov. I think they cut this off, and now they're trying to cut off the Black Sea. They're trying to cut the Ukraine off from the Black Sea, cut all their shipping off, right? I don't know how good it's going at this point in the game, but that's what they're trying to do. That's their strategy. First, to get all the military installations, knock all them out, then cut them off from getting support from the ocean, and then, of course, get them from the air as well, and then get them on the ground. Right? Okay, so now you know where you can't say, oh, man, I don't know where Ukraine is, man. I don't know. Where's Ukraine? Is on the other side of Watts? Yeah, I know. It's a little spot over there in Compton. No. This is Ukraine. It's a country on the west side of Russia, and Russia is having some serious issues. Why? Why is Russia having serious issues? One of the serious issues that Russia has is that if they could get attacked, they have all this land, all this border region that if somebody got nice to got real nice to Ukraine, which America has, they could go in and really get them from the back here, from the west side here. They could go in from Ukraine, right? And America, I think, has a bunch of different bases out here, and so I don't think Russia likes that. It will be the same thing. I heard somebody say it would be the same thing if Russia had a bunch of bases in Mexico. The U.S. would be like, hey, wait a minute, hold on, bro. You way too close. Well, that's the same thing Russia is having an issue with all these U.S. bases, not only U.S., but NATO bases that's down up in here, right? All right, so that's where the Ukraine is. So now let's learn a few things about Ukraine. Let's learn a few things about Ukraine. So Give me a minute, y'all. Let me pull up. Let me do this, and let's see. Let's learn some things about the Ukraine. Okay, let's learn a few things about the Ukraine. Oh.
Please subscribe for more videos. Click the bell icon for updates.
Name Ukraine. Capital Kiev. Area 603,550 square kilometers. Population as of 2018, it is 43.952 million. Language Ukrainian. National currency hryvnia. Largest city Kiev. Continent Europe. National name Ukraine. National flag. National emblem. National anthem Sashe ni Vramla Ukrainia. Principal river Don. National bird white stork. National flower sunflower. National fruit cherry. National tree viburnum.
All right.
Now try answering these questions.
Okay. Let me skip it down to the answers here. Okay. So the name is Ukraine. Capital city is Kiev. 603 square miles. Population as of 2018, 43 million. Language Ukrainian. National currency hryvnia. Largest city Kiev in the continent of Europa. All right, so now we learned that. Now I just showed you where Ukraine is, gave you some information about Ukraine. Now we can start to talk about what's going on in Ukraine. Now we're a little bit more educated about Ukraine and the situation over there and what's going on. So now we can start talking about the situation with Russia. All right. So let's now watch a video where they're going to tell us why Russia has invaded. Let's see, y'all. Okay, they're going to break down why is Russia in Ukraine.
Will Russia go to war with Ukraine? All week, you've heard numerous answers to this question. In Ukraine, 71% of the people believe their country is already at war with Russia. This is a complex crisis, and all the answers are hidden in history. Did you know there was a time when Kiev was more powerful than Moscow? There was also a time when Ukraine and America were adversaries. Tonight, we'll bring you all these stories. We will tell you why Russian President Vladimir Putin is obsessed with Ukraine. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay, this is Gravitas Plus. We begin in the 9th century. There was a state called Kievan Rus. This is where it was located. The Slavic people lived here. The city of Kiev was...
Okay. I'm just trying to give y'all a little history, right? Some of us are history buffs, and I'm just trying to give y'all a little history about this thing. Okay.
The capital. Between 980 and 1015, the Kievan Rus was ruled by Grand Prince Volodymyr. In Russian, his name is Vladimir. In Ukrainian, Volodymyr. And as fate would have it, these are also the names of the presidents of these two countries today. Anyway, Russians, Ukrainians, and Belarusians draw their lineage from this Slavic state. A lot changed in the centuries that followed, and for a lot of it, Ukraine was under Russian rule. In the 1900s, the two were Soviet republics. Russia, the most powerful of the 15 republics, and Ukraine, the second most powerful. It had defense industries, large agricultural lands, and housed much of the Soviet nuclear arsenal. During the Cold War, Ukraine was the arch rival of the United States. The Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. Ukraine became independent, as did Russia. Ukraine inherited much of Soviet nuclear arsenal, but gave it up to Russia in 1994. In exchange, Moscow guaranteed Ukraine's security and promised to respect its sovereignty. They signed the Budapest Memorandum along with these countries. Cut to November 2013, Viktor Yanukovych was the president of Ukraine. He had a reputation for heavy-handedness, corruption, and above all, for being openly pro-Moscow. In 2013, he rejected an EU trade deal. This deal could have meant greater integration with the European Union. Instead, Yanukovych decided to take a $15 billion bailout from Russia. To many Ukrainians, it felt like being sold to Moscow, so protests broke out. They were called Euromaidan. Euro because these protests were about Europe, and Maidan because they happened in Kiev's Maidan.
Okay, so we kind of going through the history of how this mess got started between Russia and Ukraine, right? All right. So far we're up to, I think we're in the 80s so far, but hold on. Hold tight. Hold tight.
Why dating a young Latin woman is a good option?
Yeah, is dating a Latin woman a good option? All right.
What we today know as the Independence Square. Here, protesters chanted, "Sign the EU deal, Yanukovych must step down." Russia supported the president, the West supported the protesters. In February 2014, Yanukovych's government was toppled, the president was driven out of Ukraine, he fled to Russia. Not every Ukrainian was happy with this. Many in the Russian-speaking East wanted Yanukovych to stay. When he was driven out, the minority felt disenfranchised. On the other side of the border, Russia was angry it had lost its puppet. To salvage the situation, Moscow annexed Crimea. Why Crimea? Well, let's now zoom into this part of the world. Crimea is a peninsula. It is located in the Black Sea. In 1954, Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev transferred Crimea. It was given to the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic from the Russian Soviet Socialist Republic.
Are you guys keeping up so far? Just stick with me. Stick with me. We got a lot to talk about, so just stick with me. I got this one and I think another video, and then that's it. We're done.
Why? Khrushchev hoped the transfer would strengthen, quote-unquote, brotherly ties between the Ukrainian and Russian people. Both Russia and Crimea were part of the Soviet Union. So this transfer did not mean very much. When Ukraine became independent in 1991, Crimea joined it. The peninsula was given special autonomy. It remained home to Russian military bases. Moscow promised to respect Crimean autonomy. Many in Russia were of the opinion that Crimea should not have been allowed to join Ukraine. In 2014, when Yanukovych was ousted from power in Ukraine, Russian military began seizing government buildings in Crimea. Soon the entire peninsula was under military occupation. A referendum followed. On the 16th of March 2014, Crimeans voted to become a part of Russia. Was this vote legitimate? Well, it depends on who you ask. For Putin, this was Crimea's liberation. For the rest of the world, this was Crimea's annexation. The focus then shifted to eastern Ukraine, where Russia-backed separatists had seized territory. Ukrainian forces did not launch an all-out offensive at first, but on the 17th of July 2014, when a flight carrying 298 people was shot down by these rebels, Ukrainian forces decided to flush out the rebels. The separatists began losing ground, so the Russian army stepped in. They invaded eastern Ukraine and fought alongside the rebels. What followed was a series of talks between Russia, Ukraine, and the West. They resulted in the Minsk Accords. This was first signed in 2014. Both sides agreed on ceasefire.
I know you guys are looking at this going, what the hell, man? Why are you showing us this, Clarence? Trust me, you're going to have to, you need to see the whole thing and how it's going to trickle down to your lives. This thing is going to affect you. So hold on, hold tight, be patient. I know it's hard for y'all to be patient, but be patient.
ceasefire and military withdrawal, Ukraine agreed to hold elections in the rebel-held areas. 8 years on, the Minsk Accords remain unimplemented. Ukraine stands as the largest European country excluding Russia. It covers an area of more than 600,000 square kilometers with a population of 44 million and a GDP of more than $155 billion. Per capita income, more than $3,700. Today, Ukraine is divided between East and West in more ways than one. The West sees itself as more European. The East is closer to Russia, be it in terms of geography or sentiment. In the West, most Ukrainians speak Ukrainian. In the East, a third are native Russians. In the West, Russia is looked at with suspicion. In the East, Russia is looked at through the lens of shared history and heritage. Ukraine also remains at war. Its forces are fighting the rebels in the East. Rebel leaders are ruling at least 2 regions.
Now, I bet you guys didn't know that they were having a civil war right now. I bet you guys didn't even know that. I did not. That's some information that was new to me.
Donetsk and Luhansk. Together, they're known as the Donbas region. Russia has once again sent its troops. This time, they're stationed right at the border. What does Vladimir Putin want? For NATO to stop expanding. NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's a military alliance. These countries are the founding members of NATO. These countries joined it during the Cold War, and these countries joined after it. Ukraine wants to join NATO too, but Putin wants NATO to exclude Ukraine and every former Soviet state. And this is just half the story. Like I said, a lot is hidden in history. For starters, there is domestic politics. When Putin annexed Crimea, his approval rating skyrocketed. Keeping the nationalistic drum rolling helps the Russian president. Annexing parts of Ukraine also helps Putin restore Russia's superpower image. Again, back to history. Many Russians view Ukraine's independence as a mistake. It is true that Ukraine was ruled by Russia. In fact, Ukraine has barely remained independent pre-1991. There was a brief period before World War I, and then another stint in 1600. For the rest of its modern history, Ukraine was under Russia. 1 in 6 Ukrainians is an ethnic Russian. 1 in 3 speaks Russian as a native language. So Putin is right when he says historically they were one. But claiming Ukraine on the basis of colonial history is wrong. It will be like Britain.
Okay, now she's going into her personal opinion. So but just hang tight. Hang tight.
Claiming India or South Africa or Spain claiming the Philippines. Past imperialism cannot justify present-day expansionism. Here's what else history tells us. Ukraine was forcefully Russified. Cut to 1700, Russian leader Catherine the Great started Russifying Ukraine. Ethnic Russians were shipped to this part of the world. Schools were told to teach Russian language. By 1800, the Ukrainian language was banned. In 1930, Soviet leader Joseph Stalin steered a famine in Ukraine. Millions of Eastern Ukrainians were killed. The area was then repopulated with ethnic Russians. In the 1940s, the ethnic Tatars were relocated. They too were replaced with Russians. There is a reason why Eastern Ukraine today has so many native Russian speakers. It was designed to be that way. Eastern Ukraine was always dear to Russia. It has coal, it has iron, fertile land. Its historical connection with Russia was forced. Putin time and again talks about the Holy Rus. He says Russians and Ukrainians are one.
That's why Germany tried to scoop it up. That's why Hitler tried to scoop it up. It had a lot of resources down there. All right, so let's finish with this lady here.
People. 70% Ukrainians reject this thought. 72% consider Russia a hostile state. Today, 33.3% Ukrainians are ready to take up arms against Russia. 21.7% are ready to stage a civil resistance against Russia. 67% Ukrainians want to join the EU. 59% want to join the NATO. Meet the current Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky. He came to power in 2019, following a landslide victory. He is a vocal critic of Russia. Zelensky openly opposes Russian occupation of eastern Ukraine. 73% of Ukrainian voters voted this man to power. Today, Volodymyr Zelensky represents the pulse of Ukraine, the Ukraine that wants to remain independent of Russia. But Vladimir Putin wants to become the man who revived Russian imperialism. He does not realize the world has moved on.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I understand some of y'all say, hey, man, it's too big of an issue to talk about. I'm going to put the link out. Don't worry, Chaotic, because I got a couple questions for you. Okay. One more video I want to show y'all, man. I want y'all to see what it looks like. Try to get out of Ukraine.
When war comes, people flee, and those pictures there we're seeing now, live pictures from here in Kiev, well, they tell a very clear story. Those people are heading one way, and that is out.
It's quite extraordinary, and I think both you and I have been struck over the last few weeks of reporting from here about how people have been very resilient, not wanting to think that war could come and not wanting to flee. I mean, some families, they might have sent children to the West seen as it's the border that Ukraine has with the EU, bordering with Poland, and seen as the safest part of the country should an offensive happen.
Hey, sorry, y'all.
Now is. But today, yes, this is the first time since this crisis started.
Y'all gonna see this gridlock. Y'all gonna see this. I thought I was sharing the video, so I don't know why y'all didn't tell me. Yeah, I'm sharing this video. You guys gonna see what this looks like. You're gonna see what it looks like in a war. So you've been in America, you know, you never had your behind tapped by another country. So you're gonna see what war looks like. This is what war looks like in real time.
But today, yes, this is the first time since this crisis started that we're seeing mass mobilization of people, it would seem. It's exactly what Western officials have warned would happen, that not only would a Russian invasion of Ukraine inflict huge suffering on this country, but it would also trigger potentially a major refugee crisis. This is not a good time of year to be on the road, to be without power, potentially without water, without food or easy supply of those essentials. And now to see families packing into their cars and heading west, it would seem, really underlines the sense of utter crisis in this country.
And even though we've been warned, and US intelligence has been warning us and the world, and they've been very...
Okay, so you guys see this. You guys see this gridlock. It's all going one way, out of Kiev. Out of Kiev, right? This is an ugly situation, man. Ugly situation. Okay, let me see if they got something else worthy of talking about.
Open about it. Joe Biden's been very open about it. Even though we were warned, it is still quite shocking to see images like this in a thriving European capital city, and to hear the reports of what we're hearing, about what is happening in the rest of the country.
It's so.
All right, let's. It was. I wanted y'all to see the apartment buildings that they missiled up, but y'all. I'll bring that around another time. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna put the link out, but I'm gonna do it differently this time, y'all. I'm only gonna talk to one or two people at a time. I'm not gonna talk to a whole panel this time. I'm gonna try that and see if that works a little better. All right, because I got some questions, especially for Chaotic. You know, I think I'm gonna hold off. I think I'm gonna hold off on that. We got some questions I gotta ask the panel. I gotta ask the people. I gotta ask you guys what's gonna happen. I got some questions for you. All right, so there's the link. The link is out there. What's gonna happen? Let me ask you the first question. The first question is, will sanctions work against Russia? The American government has tried to cut off food, money, and other resources going into Russia. They're trying to, what NATO is trying to do is they're trying to get anybody who takes that currency to stop taking it right now, right? They're trying to get them to stop taking their currency, stop taking their exports, everything, right? Shut them down, right? All right, Brother Rush, come on up, man. Come on up. Rush, how you doing today, man?
Yo, I'm good, man. I'm feeling good, man.
Right on, right on. Good, man. Okay, so let me ask you a question, Rush. We're talking about America. Okay, I got a veteran. I got another veteran. I knew Marcus was in the house, but I got a veteran. I want to bring a veteran up, and then that's it. It was just gonna be 3 people. Okay, so Rush. Will sanctions work against Russia? Will that work?
Now, when you say sanction, what exactly do you mean by that?
Sanctions, where they get together and they go to all of the people that do business with them, and they say don't take any of their don't buy anything from them, don't sell them anything, just cut them off economically.
Yeah. Russia, they're known. Well, their reputation is known to starve their own people out, man. So yeah, I believe that it's a possibility that they would make a move like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, will it work? Will it work? Like if actually it's not only America, but it's NATO as well that's actually doing this. That's actually trying to get these sanctions going. And so, do you think that'll stop Russia to get them to pull out of Ukraine?
Nah. Putin, man, he know what he doing, man. He a man of war, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time before they come invading America. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's what we're gonna get to, man. We're gonna get there. So don't fret. We're gonna get there. But the point is, the only thing they see, what everybody's trying to walk soft because nobody wants to throw nuclear warheads.
Yo, let me just say this, man. Whatever repercussions that comes with Russia invading Ukraine, Putin is ready. You know what I'm saying? That smirk he had when the cameras was on him, when everybody's talking about him invading, man, he ready, man. He want this war. And he really want to bring it out with America, but he gonna wait when the perfect time is right. Just like the perfect time for him to invade Ukraine right now, you heard?
Yeah, I mean Ukraine, but see, he's got a legitimate issue on that over there too, because I don't know if you was watching from the beginning, where I showed, we were looking at the, let me show it again. We were showing how the Ukraine is strategically set up. Hold on here. I think I took it away. Yeah, Ukraine is strategically set up around Russia, right? Let me just add a screen. Let me just add that.
Yo, hey, Chaotic trying to come in. Drop the link for him.
I already did. Told him he could come in whenever you want to.
He just told you that he can't find it.
Okay, I'll give it to him in a second. All right, so we already saw that. See, Ukraine is here on the eastern border, right, of Russia. There's a lot of U.S. bases here. There's a lot of NATO bases. I'm sorry, excuse me. There's a lot of NATO bases up in here. And so they're like, hey, it'll be the same thing if Russia had, I'm going to bring you up in just a second, Chaotic, because Russia got to go for you to come up. So it would be the same thing if Russia.
Oh, you want me to get down now? I'll leave.
No. Hold on, Rush. Let me get this off, and then you might have something to say, and then I'll let you go, because I'm trying to do it a new way now. All right. So anyway, see, Ukraine is on the eastern border. It would be the same thing if Russia had bases in Mexico, right out there in San Diego, right up almost to San Diego. Well, you got anything else to say, Rush? Because I'm trying to do it a different way today, brother. See if we can do it this way.
Yeah, no doubt. Yo, pretty much, man. Like, yo, get ready for war.
We're gonna talk about how
hit the range, hit the gym. You know what I mean? Because it's only a matter of time, man. I mean, these pipelines with the ports and all that being like stopped is not a coincidence, man. There's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? So just, just get ready, man. Because, yo, you got to be war ready, man, because it's looking like it's about to get ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. No doubt. Hey, thank you, Rush, man. I'm gonna pull you down, man. And if I got time, I will pull you back up, man. But I'm gonna pull one person up at a time. Okay, so I'll pull you down, Rush. What's going on? Oh, okay. Put Rush down. I'll put Rico down. Thank you, Rush. I appreciate you, brother. Now we got the man himself, Chaotic. Chaotic.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, Rico? Let me play you something, Chaotic. Let me play you something, bro.
Okay.
I need to play you something. Let's see here. Stop screen. Let's see. Share screen. Let me play something here. Okay. I'm going to play this. Hold on.
Every time you go out to eat or something, there's always that black family that's acting the fool. There's always that black person in front of you. Hey, Clarence, you pause it real quick.
Against population of any group, brother.
No,
hold on, Chaotic.
Clarence, when you're playing it, you're gonna have to like mute your mic so it won't have an echo.
Okay, got you, man. Echo. Okay, got you, man. Got you. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Clarence, I've been around whites, and they just generally are pleasant people to be around. I'm not trying to put these people on the pedestal.
Black people are generally pleasant.
No, they're not, sir. You know they're not. I mean, sir, listen.
Okay. All right. That was you yesterday saying how pleasant white people are.
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain how these pleasant people are dropping bombs on each other over there?
Well, sir, you're playing a game here, Clarence.
I am.
You're playing a game. You're being a little bit facetious, and it's downright deplorable and despicable.
What game am I playing, man?
What you're doing is this. You're trying to say, well, Chaotic, he says all these things about the pleasant white people. He never says anything bad about them. But now here goes some white folk dropping bombs. Sir, there is a difference between domestic violence and war. The fact of the matter is, the Russians, the Ukrainians, and many of the Eastern European countries at one point were a unified government, the USSR.
Right.
Now, the USSR suffered a catastrophic loss during World War II, according to the history that I know. Because of that, the USSR became a weakened power that dissolved in the 90s. Okay? Now, Russia, being the conglomerate, being the size that it is, Russia, just like Ukraine, they share a common culture. Now, hear me out. They are more culturally related to each other than they are to German people. Now, the Ukrainians agreed in the early 90s not to join NATO.
Right.
They agreed not to join NATO. Russia has been under attack from the West for hundreds of years. Hundreds. Hear me out. Just hear me out. If the Ukrainian people, well, not the people, but if the government decides to join NATO, that would virtually eliminate another a buffer between Russia and the West. Putin, who is the alpha that he is, does not want that for his people. He does not want that for the country. And I agree with Russia and I agree with Putin. So yes, this is white people. Yes, I'll admit these are all white people, but this is different. This is war. But unlike but give me a second. You asked me a question.
I'm waiting for you to answer it.
But unlike domestic situations, war is different, and that applies for any race of people. Again, black on black violence in a peaceful country is absurd. The same thing with any other type of violence in a peaceful country. There is no war.
Chaotic. Wait a minute,
sir.
Do you, mouth that
sir?
Have, wait a minute, chaotic. I'm gonna let you finish. When I always let you finish, but you said out of your own mouth that they've been having problems in Russia for thousands of years. They
hundreds. I said hundreds, sir.
Well, you said hundreds, but the actuality, it's been thousands of years, right?
Okay.
They've had issues for thousands of years.
Yes, sir.
With nothing but white people, right? So
sure.
My point is that you said that, and now you're saying something different. So
can I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Besides war,
Rico, jump in here.
Besides war, just give me a second. Besides war, if there's no wars going on, generally European countries or places that are occupied by whites are generally peaceful and pleasant. Now, if there's no war going on, generally people will flock to move around white people. You know that, Clarence. You know that, Rico. Let's stop. No, let's stop. Let's stop. Rico, your next door neighbors are white. Stop.
Why are you excluding
Rico?
The greatest
Rico, prove to me.
Rico.
Okay, I listen to all your babble.
Rico, prove to me that your neighbors are black.
Excuse me? What's that again?
He wants you to prove that your neighbors are black.
I'm not going to knock on that door. I actually live between two African families.
Wait. Let me tell him this, Rico. Khaled, we're not going to get anywhere if you talking while Rico's talking. So you're going to have to
listen to you.
Talk.
I didn't interrupt.
All right.
So you can't twist your way out of your own words, chaotic. Your own words were white, and I all day watched the news, and I'm like, where's the black Russians? Where's the black Ukrainians? I couldn't find any. Your specific words were white people are the most peaceful people on the planet. They're also the most at war in the history of the world. Yes, Africans and Asians have been to war as well.
Well, it's only so much you can do with a spear, sir.
Yeah, I finished, sir. No one has been to war in the history of this world as much as white people all over the globe. All over the globe. So in normal terms, you know what we would call people like that? Warmongers. People are always thirsting for war. War by its base nature is violence. You can call it organized violence. You can call it disorganized violence. You can call it violence on a grand scale. There is nothing peaceful about war. And these motherfuckers are constantly at war. I mean, they're either at war or they're threatening war. It's Putin.
Yeah.
Putin is a white guy.
Hold on,
sure.
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you respond.
Putin initiated. Ukraine's not a member of NATO. If he just scared that they're gonna become a member, they just did this shit 8 years ago in 2014, where they invaded Ukraine and took Crimea. So let's not act like this is anything new. And they wasn't talking about joining NATO then. At that time, the pretext was, well, the people that live in that area, they're Russians and they want protection from us. So he goes and invade another country, annex off a section of that country, and ain't gave it back since. So all we're saying is in this case, we're talking about, how the U.S. could possibly be drugged into the war, because we have to, and it won't be just the U.S., it'll be Germany and all the other European countries and members of NATO. And we've already sent over weapons and defense weapons and some offensive weapons. We're moving ships into the area. I don't think it's going to be a full-blown U.S.-Russian war, but it will be a war by proxy. They will have to have the Ukrainians. We will supply them. We will funnel them. We will feel the pain. You asked Mr. Rush earlier, will do sanctions work?
Yeah.
They usually do, but the problem is they usually take a long period of time. We've had sanctions on Cuba for damn near 60 years, and they still say they don't give a fuck and won't budge. So even smaller countries with smaller armies refuse to bend because the people who, when we apply sanctions, it usually affects the vast underbelly of the country. So the Russian citizens will suffer, but the people in power won't.
Clarence,
I'm listening.
I have
you
only
got nothing to say about that white on white violence.
I have
nothing to say about the white on white violence.
Okay, listen, Nautica Shirt. Can I please finish, please?
But if it was in Africa, I bet you have a lot of smoke, right?
Sir, can I say something to Clarence real quick? Clarence,
yeah.
I only have about 30 more minutes because I'm actually working on a project that I need to get completed for a client.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm not camming up tonight or not camming up here. Now, Rico is a member of your panel. Right. I only come to your shows, when you either invite me or topics like this. I don't come over here as much as Rico.
How many times have you seen me over here, sir?
Clarence, okay.
How many times have you seen me over here other
Clarence,
than when you're here, sir?
Clarence, could you tell this belligerent drunk?
You're giving me my schedule.
Could you tell this drunk man to let me talk, please?
So this is when you just pull shit out of your ass and you make
You're drunk. Okay, here we go. You're drunk again. What have you been drinking today?
I'm getting drunk. I had
easy. Gentlemen.
Clarence,
this is not the Kwame Bus show.
Clarence,
where we get crazy like
Clarence. Now, let's be honest, Clarence. Now, I drive the numbers up when I get over here. Let's be honest. No, when my name is on. Yeah, thank you, sir. So, Clarence, I would like the opportunity to ball hog the mic over Rico so I can address the title of the show.
Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna do you just like I did Tommy. Tommy got all that money and all these people, and I sat him down. I said, "Hey, Tommy, hold on. You can't come over here and tell me how to run my program." Now, I will give you a shot to respond to Rico. I will do that, but you ain't no LeBron James. And even if he came over here, I'd sit him down and say, "Hey, man, this is how I run my program." All right. So we got that finished. Come on, Chaotic. Let's hear your rebuttal because I got some real questions I want you to talk about, which is, will these sanctions work against Russia? I got stuff like that. Really
answer. I've been waiting to broach the topic. Okay, we're not here. I'm not here. First of all, I want to say this. I'm not here to talk about white on white or black on black crime. I'm here to talk about the invasion of Ukraine.
Okay,
now,
you put a pin in that. Let's talk about the invasion.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
I got a question for you.
Will sanctions work against Russia? No, they will not.
Okay, explain to us why not.
Russia is a big importer and exporter. They develop
everybody. If you tell everybody that's importing and exporting from them not to use them, and we got a back door for you,
Clarence,
stuff from us,
Clarence. When you asked Rush this question, you allowed him to speak his mind. You did not cut him off. You asked me a question, sir. Okay, thank you. Now I know Rico over there is goosing and giggling because he's tipsy, but okay, I apologize. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Give me a second.
Yeah, you don't
now again to answer the question: will Russia be sanctioned? The West can sanction, quote unquote, Russia all they want, but Russia produces their own goods. First of all, they are one of the only governments on the planet, other than the United States and China, that produce their own weapons, their own aircraft. They produce their own food sources. Russia does not need other countries. They have their own oil, etc. Do you guys honestly think that huge landmass does not have natural resources? We in the West believe that we can sanction people. You have people, oh yeah, we're going to sanction Russia. The news.
Brother Chaotic, let me ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
Oil is only as valuable if other people are going to buy it from you, right? I mean, oil it has no value sitting in a warehouse. So that's what we're talking about. Do you think that? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Again, just because the United States is pretending that they're going to sanction and you're going to, if you're in if basically cutting off businesses from doing, trade with Russia, that does not mean anything. China, all of these countries are in alignment with Russia. It does not matter. And so when Biden is saying these things, it's literally smoke and mirrors. Russia is a superpower. Yes, they may be behind technological wise by 10, 15 years, but they have an enormous army and they are producers. So do you guys, not you guys on the panel, but do people honestly think that sanctioning Russia would mean anything? Do you not think that Putin already thought about that before he invaded Ukraine? Okay, that was the first question I asked, but can I keep going, sir?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ukraine committed treason. I know they're not a member. I know they're not a part of Russia. But imagine Puerto Rico. Just imagine it. Now, Puerto Rico's not a state, but it is a territory. Could you imagine Puerto Rico saying, you know what, fuck America, fuck everything you've done, fuck supplying us with all types of goods and services. Forget the fact that we've pretty much have been a part of America for 75 years. We're gonna join Russia now. America would bomb them into the Stone Age. So it is an insult. It is disgusting what Ukraine or the politicians over there have done. They should let Russia come on over in there and take over the country, because the minute you decide to say or even to think that you are going to join NATO, you committed treason.
Okay, stop right there.
Yes, sir.
Rico's got something to say about some of what you said. And I want Rico and Marcus hang around, because I want you to come up here too, because I want and Sister Juana, if you can too. I want anybody that served our country to be able to come up here and speak about this. Okay, so chaotic. Rico's gonna definitely.
I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay. Rico, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me just start with this. Okay. I think it's silly to say a sovereign country can commit treason against another sovereign country. Nowhere on no planet does it make any sense. It just doesn't. I don't have to take a shot. That's just fucking dumb. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, meaning thereby the property of the United States, whether it's a state or not. So's Guam, so's the U.S. Virgin Island, so are several other properties other than Puerto Rico. So to even equate a territory of a state, of a country, to a separate country is just insane at its base level. So I don't even know how we let certain levels of babble come into a conversation that no one with any sense makes any sense. Sanctions do work. They've always worked in the past. Sanction is just a form of applying economic pressure to a party to get them to relent to something. It will take some time. The sanctions for 2014 in Crimea, but it depends on how much of sanctions, and you utilize sanctions to try to avoid going to war. Wanting to send in troops is the last thing you do, and you do that if sanctions don't work. But we do have evidence of other countries that we've applied sanctions for numbers of years, and they just relented. But what happened is the people in power can survive. Iran has been under sanctions since the Iran nuclear deal ended. We froze money. We tell other countries, like you said, you can't, if you're going to do business with them, you can't do it with us. Yes, Russia is a superpower. They have, I was just looking it up, they got 144 million people. In America, we got over 330. We're the world's largest consumers, other than maybe China. China has a bigger population, but they don't have the same consumer spending power as America. And most other countries would much rather do business with America than fucking Russia. That's how sanctions work.
Yeah, they was just saying that they went to all of the NATO countries and said, hey, you can't take their money anymore. You can't, and like I said, other things.
Or you can't do business with us. That's how it works.
And we'll make it. They'll make it cheaper. And I mean, they got a lot of different ways that they can do those sanctions.
And no country is independent of all other countries. You can have your own borders. You can have your own food. It's a global economy. All countries trade. If Russia was so independent, they wouldn't be pumping all that gas and oil to fucking Germany now. All countries are interdependent. This nonsense. America's not an independent country. It's a sovereign nation, but we rely on trade with other countries since the country's founding. We got to start reading books.
Okay. So we were asking the question, will sanctions work against Russia? That's something we're going to have to see. Let's move on to our next question. Oh, not the next question, the next effect. Will this issue of Russia invading Ukraine, how will it affect us regular people going to work every day, trying to feed our families? How is this going to affect us in an everyday issue? One effect that it's going to have is lifeline grid attacks, or maybe even rationing, right? Because bombs ain't never fell here in America. We never felt the ravages of war here in America. But you may. In this situation, we may. So one of the first effects is lifeline grid attacks and ration. What's a lifeline? Your gas going to your house, your electricity going in, your water. Those are lifeline utilities, right? Those are things that you have to live. You don't need cable, you don't need internet, but you have to have these lifeline things so that you can live, right? Well, supposing the Russians jump in and attack one of those lifeline grids, could they do that? Chaotic, could they do that?
To your question, no. There will be nothing that will affect any middle class, lower middle class American. The U.S. economy is, I don't know if you guys know this, but we have the #1 GDP on the planet. We have a worker shortage now because people are making more money than ever, and there's so many options of employment and options of making money. I do believe that maybe there might be a little bit of panic selling on the stock market, but other than that, I don't believe anything would be affected. Now, I could be wrong, but I would guess that maybe oil prices may go up, but other than that, the Ukraine-Russian incident is really more of a media hype than anything. That region really doesn't affect us, in a nutshell. That's just my opinion on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Rico, what do you think? Do you think we are vulnerable on our lifeline grids? And
we've already been exposed. We've already been exposed to Russia.
That was my opinion too.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying is they interfered in the 2020 election. They didn't have any cyber wars where they're going to fuck us. Then they're going to hit.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Oh, okay. But these are ways where people are not knowledgeable, and what they'll do is, first of all, like I said, if Russia. Now, all these countries like Germany, there are like a lot of European countries that rely on Russia for its oil, because Russia is a big oil exporter. So now when they don't buy the oil from them because the U.S. done told them, now they have to go somewhere else to get the oil. So what they're going to do is they're going to rely on the Saudis and other places. So even those countries will have to cut down on the oil production that they feed into the U.S. That oil that will go to those companies You know what those private companies going to do? They're going to raise prices.
Of course.
They're going to gouge, because whenever there's a shortage, we went through it in the 70s when OPEC reduced production. We remember the gas lines and whatnot.
Yeah, the gas lines. I remember
prices
that.
were sky high. Food
Sky high,
prices,
75 cents a gallon. Sky high.
yeah, well, you know, it was at the time.
Yeah, right.
Food prices. There are several things. We will feel some pain. We'll feel a lot less pain than the people in Europe. But to sit there and say that we won't feel anything, again, like I said, when what happened in 2014, prices went up. I wish I could. Anytime you have something that happens on a global scale like this, it has a ripple effect. So to sit in America is not impervious to feeling those ripples. We feel them the least, but we still feel them. And it's the people at the bottom that'll feel it the most.
See, that was my point. That the people that are the middle class and lower class, they're the ones that's going to feel it economically. We're not even talking about actual physical. I'm talking about the possible ramifications, right? We're not even talking about actual missiles hitting down here in major cities in the U.S. We're just talking about infrastructure issues that may pop up, right? Okay, so let me wrap this up. Lifeline grid attacks and rations, that may happen, right? We had rations before. We had rations in World War II, where we were rationing food, we were rationing gas. The government said don't go any trips if it's not absolutely necessary. We were rationing gas. We were rationing everything. Metal, all kind of resources, we were rationing everything. So that is an issue that may pop up. Now, the number two effect, another effect that Russians are really good at, what the criminal Russians are good at, because I don't want to say every Russian makes counterfeit money. That's like saying every Italian's in the mob. I ain't trying to say that. What I'm saying is the Russian criminal element is very good at counterfeiting U.S. money. Do you see that as an effect, as having an effect on people in the middle and lower class, Brother Chaotic?
Again, no. I say this and I keep saying this, man. The United States of America is the greatest country on the planet. We have the best GDP per capita on the planet. We have an enormous amount of wealth here. So even if a few ragtag Russians or any other Eastern European or Eastern Bloc countries created counterfeit dollars, again, that would have no effect on the average American. The average American, lower class or middle class, makes a significantly larger amount of money than most people on the planet, and certainly third world countries or second world countries. So we have nothing to worry about here. I mean, whether there's a war in Ukraine or not, a lowly Amazon warehouse worker, and I'm saying this in respect, makes $15 to $20 per hour. You make more money in one day than people in third world countries. Countries like Ukraine, people aren't making this type of money there. So even if these people are counterfeiting dollars, there's nothing for us to be afraid about. You still have your Amazons, you still have your Walmarts, you still have your Fortune 500. Okay. Well, you gave me. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Easy, relax, Chaotic.
Okay.
You're the one that has to go. We're fine.
No, I'm good.
Your question. I'm just
go ahead. What's the question, sir? What's the question?
A lot of counterfeit money being put into the general population.
Yes, sir.
That's bad. That is bad. That's bad because the banks are who they're gonna raise everything on? They're gonna raise it on us. That's why I'm saying that counterfeit money is the banks lose money.
Clarence.
The people that they're gonna charge for it is us.
Clarence, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Assuming that you are correct, right, in terms of rates being higher or not,
right?
When has that ever stopped poor or middle class people from buying Jordans, buying rims, buying cars, buying electrical devices, etc.? Somehow, hear me out for a minute. If what you are saying is true, I mean, I know you're not saying this is true, you're just posing a question. If what you are saying is true about this whole counterfeit thing, when has that ever stopped the poorer people from largely consuming products that have no intrinsic value? When has that ever been a problem anyway? So what does it matter if they raise taxes or interest rates or inflation? What does it matter?
It's not that it stops them from, anybody with any kind of income will spend their money on whatever they want to spend their money on. It's not about it's going to stop them whether that's the issue or not. The issue is, will prices be higher? That's the only issue. It might not stop them at all. But the only question is, will the cost of living go up based on that situation? And I'm saying usually it's going to be at the expense of the people, working man like me, you, and Sister Juana and Brother Rico. It's going to be at our expense. But hold on, Chaotic.
What's up, Juana?
I got so many people on this is as much as I'm gonna do, but I got enough people on here. I gotta move the ball around.
Sure.
And Rico, give me a minute. I'm gonna let Sister Juana charge up, and then I'm gonna let you go. Sister Juana, do you think if the criminal element in Russia starts, because this is something that they do a lot, is they counterfeit U.S. money, and it costs the banks a lot to deal with it. Do you think that will become an issue for us in the like the middle class and the quote unquote lower class people in America?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Fine. Perfect.
I'm shocked because on my end it says I'm buffering, so I'm shocked that you can hear me
perfectly.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings to the panel. Great conversation. It's going to affect the middle class here in the U.S. as much as the administration allows us to perceive that it does. In my humble opinion, this is a mere distraction. Why do I say this? I say this is a mere distraction for the current administration to take the attention off of our current economy. We're not going to invade the Ukraine or Russia, the United States, especially not without allies. We're not going to do anything that's going to disrupt anything, more than it's already has been disrupted. This is a mere distraction, in my opinion. Like someone said earlier, I don't know which other gentleman said, but Russia is a superpower. See, you don't go up against the big guy when if unless you got friends. We're not gonna go up against Russia. We're not gonna go up against China. We're only gonna, a bully only bullies those who can get away with bullying. But what the administration will do, in my humble opinion, is use this as a distraction from what is going on. Now, we're already, feeling inflation in this so-called corporation. So this will be used if prices do go up. This will be used as a catalyst to say, and because of Russia, and because, but we have to understand that, like most lawyers are friends, Russia and America are really friends. We're not enemies.
Okay.
Does that answer? I hope I respectfully tried to answer something. And if not, I would enjoy another question.
Definitely let us know where your how you feel about the situation. Definitely, for sure. Thank you, Sister
Thank
Juana.
You, Brother Chris.
I always
Thank
acknowledge
you.
Sister Juana. She's, she'll come in and fuss at us and tell us where we're wrong, but she served her country, and we always appreciate that. That's one of the things we appreciate about her. And then the next thing is, of course, her honesty. and they're pretty smart.
And I'm not saying anyone's wrong. You know, these are my opinions.
Okay.
See, opinions can't be wrong. These are just thought processes.
See, that's why me and Rico ain't been out of shape.
These are all opinions. Brother Chaotic, he's espousing opinion. Brother Rico's espousing some opinions, and you're espousing some opinions. These are my opinions. However, I did take political science in school. Be that as it may, I understand it has no relevance as to the context of the conversation we're having today, since that was 25 years ago. However, I will say that all these things, in my humble opinion, are a distraction. Overall, we are friends with Russia. If Russia wanted to have a warring conversation with us, it wouldn't benefit them to do that. And I want to correct one statement that I heard earlier about no bombs have ever been dropped on American soil. That's not really true. Japan dropped bombs on Pearl Harbor in 1941, December 7th.
Talking about the continental U.S.
Well, Hawaii is a part of the United States, okay?
Yeah, but it's not the continental U.S. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about.
It matters. You're just speaking semantics. That's just like, you know, it is United States. That's why we warred with them. That's a part of why we warred with them. But
Okay,
go ahead, brother.
I appreciate you so much. Okay, okay. So this is what we're gonna do. Rico's gonna answer, and then Sister Juana, I'm gonna pull you down because I want Brother Marcus to come up, because any of the vets in the house, I want them to come in and at least speak on what they say. And Sister Juana is a vet. She served her country. Brother Rico served his country, and Brother Marcus, I believe, is currently serving his country. So let's hear from the vets on this situation. So Sister Juana, I'm gonna bring you down. I'm gonna bring Marcus up. Marcus, the link is out there. I don't know why you haven't clicked on it. And there's somebody that wants to talk to Chaotic. Somebody wants to talk to Chaotic, so I'm gonna wait for them to pop the link and see if they're gonna be able to talk. Anyway, Rick, what's your thoughts, man? Is counterfeit money gonna help or hurt or what?
All right. Well, let me first start off by saying that I'm speaking opinions and some facts. So I don't want my thoughts to be all classified as opinions, because some of them are facts. And also, I will say we are not allies nor friends with Russia. That's also a fact. Do I think counterfeit money will hurt us?
Yes.
I don't think as much as it would have in the past, simply because we're becoming more and more of a less of a cash economy. Even people at the lower levels are starting to do debit cards, even with public assistance. So it still will affect us somewhat, but nowhere near to the level that it would have been if it was 20, 30 years ago, when we were far more still cash dependent. I can't remember the last time I've had cash on me. You know, I mean, maybe when I just came from vacation, because, you know, their cash economy still over there. But here in the U.S., it doesn't mean that they won't be creating fake counterfeit. Well, they do that now anyway.
Right.
There's so many other ways that they will counterfeit debit cards, skimmers on machines, and so on and so forth. And there, believe it or not, there are Russian forces in America, always Russian spies, the same as we American spies over there. So usually when things like this happen, they, I guess, get a code or something, and then they go in. And that's when I think they're not going to blow up things, but they will start to just to disrupt everything. So you don't have to shut it down. It's to create as much disruptions as they can in a lot of everyday life. And just those disruptions, we look at the supply chain just from COVID. COVID drove prices up when we can't get food as fast. And our own U.S. companies, they price gouged the shit out of us. Look at when COVID first hit, what they did for masks and gloves. It's like the gloves used to be $2 before COVID. Now they're $12. So that's where it starts to hurt us, because I will put it on this instance, but a lot of times these private companies, they see an opportunity, and they be like, things gonna get tight, and they raise
make profit. Yeah.
Profit.
And he asked them at a press conference today. He asked American companies to please not to price gouge the American people.
And that's what they do. Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Rico. Brother Rico is also a proud veteran. He served his country. Brother Marcus, are you there?
Shout out. How you guys doing?
Brother Marcus, are you a vet or are you a active member?
Veteran.
Okay. All right. So, Brother Marcus, question. Or you want to ask Chaotic something, I believe, right? No?
No, it was just the overall for everybody here, and you know, just to have everybody in the chat know some stuff.
Okay.
So you know, back when I was in my 3rd year in the military, this is back in 2014.
Okay.
Issues that Rico himself, he brought it up too. Russia already wanted to declare war. You can even go back to, etc., like the Cold War back in the 80s, maybe predate some of that as well. So this isn't something new. People shouldn't be surprised at what they saw when Russia was invading Ukraine, right? And when you know shit hit the fan. Respectfully, I don't know if I can say low here or there, but I'll try not to. But I had posted on there saying that, hey, they officially made a statement 8 years ago. This is about between May of 2014 or April of 2014. I posted it because I was sitting down in Georgia watching the news right there when I was stationed in the East Coast for a bit before we got deployed for the whole ISIS incident back then. And they were saying how, made statements. Russia representatives had said they had wanted to declare war against the U.S. Now, I don't know who went into my Instagram, who reported it. They took down that post. They took down the post. So I got to give credit to Rico on that, what he said. Now, when it comes to the reason why they're doing it, obviously, more terrain, more land, more power, more influence, more reach. Same thing that the Germans did, when they were doing the propaganda. That is what it is. It's strategy. There is no, how do you say, in war, the weak get taken and the strong survive. That is what it is. It is what it is. So, Putin knew what he was doing. He had his agenda already. And even though he shook hands with Trump, it was always I thought it was more of a, hey, we'll be cool for the cameras, but we're still going to do our thing behind the curtain, pulling some certain strings. Is my opinion on that. Is all I got to say.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Brother Marcus, I'm going to pull you down for a minute because I got somebody that wants to talk to Chaotic, and they said they're going to cam up to talk to him. So, Mona Lady Reese, there's the link. He said you want to come up and talk to Chaotic. So he's here, and he's going to wait. We're going to wait. Anyway, let me wrap up this thing about counterfeit money. So there's going to be some issues with everything, but we're going to go step by step. So right now we're talking about the money, your paper money, and even your bank account. You're going to have to get some silver or some gold or something that you can sell, because just in case we have a issue with paper money and all the banks just say, hey, we're not taking paper money right now. That may happen, right? That may happen. So you need to get you some silver, get you some gold, something that you could sell to get out of the country. You need to have at least have enough of it so that you can get yourself and your family out of the country. If you have to do that, if we have to move, you guys saw when I showed you the gridlock that they got everybody trying to get out of Ukraine. They're driving down the street trying to get out of Ukraine. It's bumper to bumper. Nobody can get out of it, right? Okay. All right. So that's the counterfeit money issue, because that might come up. That may come up. Okay. What's another issue that may come up? Another issue that may come up: food shortages, food price increases, and food rations. Okay. So now I got to say it like Sister Wanda. In the continental U.S., you guys haven't really had food rations since World War II, right? World War II, you had rations, rationing gas, rationing food, sugar, bread, whatever, right? Is it possible that could come into this situation? Is it possible that we could be hit with some food shortages? Brother Chaotic, is it possible?
Again, I keep saying this. Me personally, in my opinion, no. We are.
Why not, Brother Chaotic? Why is that so impossible?
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, sir.
We have a GDP of $40 trillion. Ukraine has a GDP of 155 billion. Okay. Now they have a population of 44. What was it 44? What was it for? Let me, I think, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I think their population is 150. Okay. So their population
43 million.
43 million. We have a population of 300 million. There is so much wealth in this country. There are so many companies and corporations in this country. There are so many options, so many. I mean, yeah, the supply chain is lagging behind now. Oh, yeah. But trust me, there will never ever be a food shortage or to the point where we have to ration anything in this country unless aliens come to this country and literally are annihilating us at a full scale. This country is so abundant in everything. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Brother Chaotic, I don't know if you were aware, but we just came off of a pandemic.
Yes, sir.
They were rationing TP. They were rationing food, meat. You could only buy a certain amount of meat. You could only
Yes,
buy,
sir.
I don't know if you were with us at that time, but that was ration. That's called rationing. the stores are rationing that stuff out. So it's very possible that it could happen if a war breaks out between the U.S. and Russia.
Now, again, sir, I'm not disagreeing with you or Rico. But what I'm saying is this: even during the pandemic, I never heard of anyone starving to death or nearly starving to death. Jobs were abundant. Yeah, you would go into a store and there wouldn't be certain items, but that's because people were panic buying. It wasn't rationing, it was panic buying. People were buying instead of, if somebody would normally buy 2 gallons of water, they were buying 15 gallons of water. I had family members like that, and I thought it was absurd. I'm like, well, I had older family members, who are boomers and older, who are afraid of every damn thing. They were buying 50 gallons of water, stockpiling it, and I'm telling them, listen, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go into a store and buy up all that food because there is nothing that is going to happen to you guys. This is the greatest country on the planet.
No, nobody's disputing that, but what we
I know.
What we saying to you, see, you don't have no children, brother, so you don't have to.
But a war with a third world country does not affect America. I'm talking about Ukraine.
Yeah, but that's not who we got to worry about. Ukraine is on our side.
Ukraine is not on our side. That's what we have to realize, sir. We're not allies with Ukraine. They're not a part of NATO. Let me ask you a question, sir. If we were to go to war, would we count on Ukrainian the Ukrainian military to assist us in war in an engagement?
I don't know. They're knocking out a lot of those Russian soldiers, man. They took
How do we know that?
Hostage today. I mean,
but we don't know that for sure, Clarence. We don't know.
It was reported on the news, man.
So what? I mean, there are so many things that have been reported on the news that have been false as well.
Okay, I'm gonna let Rico.
I'm gonna go on mute.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Rico come on in, man. Rico, what you got to say about this, man?
All I did was raise my hand. I just wanted to say one thing, and then I'll go back on mute. Okay. We armed Ukraine. We didn't arm Russia. So you figure out whose side we're on, and you figure out who we're going to fight. I don't know why this is being twisted. Like we're going to give the guns to the people that fight that we have to fight. I mean, just like really. And Russia's not a third world country at all, by any means. They have lesser means than us. We got to stop thinking every country that has lesser means than us. Next thing you know, they'll be calling Canada a third world country. They're not a third world country, but our GDP is much higher than theirs as well. It's just nuts the way this conversation is going. I just would like to have an honest conversation and not just throw shit against the wall with statements. That's all.
Clarence, did I ever say Russia was a third world country, sir?
I
said
you did, sir.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I said
I didn't
Ukraine.
say you
I didn't say Russia. I literally said Russia's a superpower. Okay, I'm just making.
I just spoke to the concept of GDP implies like only we're a first world country.
Well,
because we do have the highest GDP, but other countries have a GDP as well.
Yeah, but not like ours.
They're not third world countries.
I didn't say that they were third world countries. I'm saying that America is the best country, sir. That's all I said, sir. I said America has the highest GDP. We are the best.
The highest GDP does not make us the best,
sir. Okay, well, why don't you leave why don't you leave the country then if we're
why
not
don't
the best?
you?
I know we're the best. That's why I'm not leaving.
I served the country.
Well, I'm not debating whether you serve or
get
not.
your ass over to Ukraine and fight.
Gentlemen. Brother Chaotic, I got to ask you something, man.
Yes, sir.
Why, whenever somebody has an issue, why do they always have to leave? Like, why is that?
No. I'm not saying to leave. I'm saying that America is the greatest country on the planet. This is not up for debate. This is what I believe. I don't have to argue with you guys.
He did tell me to leave the country, right? He did tell me to leave the country. So he'll say some shit and deny he said it.
Wait a minute, Rico. Wait a minute. Okay.
Can I say something, Clarence?
I'm talking first. Can I finish what I'm saying first?
Okay.
Remember, we want to be rational, right? Okay. Now I'm just trying to find out, because I see you do this a lot, where you'll say, if somebody got a problem, then just leave. But I never see you do that to the white people that you talk to. I never see you do that to them. So I'm trying to figure out, why do you always do that to us?
Because they're patriots, sir. I rarely run across whites who disrespect this country the way that you Negroes do.
Wait. You talking to a veteran.
Sir. Clarence, you asked me a question, I'm giving you my answer. I go to whites, sir. Okay, I'll stop talking.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll let you finish. I always do.
Okay.
One thing you can never say is I censor you.
That is true.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, I'm not trying to tell you to go tell white people to leave. What I'm telling you is, you shouldn't be telling any of us to leave, because white people, when they have an issue, they get together in a group, in a political group, and then they try to go and relieve that issue. But black people, you just tell, well, if you don't like something, leave. And to me, that's not fair. That's not right.
Okay.
So if you're not telling them to wait, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to leave it. If you're not telling them to leave every time they got an issue, they can storm the Capitol and kill police officers, and that's not an issue for you. Okay, then it shouldn't be every time we got something to say, oh, this is the person that actually wants to talk to you. But you got to cam up, Monty. If you don't cam up, then I can't let you up. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And please don't be mad at me, because I made Tommy Sotomayor to cam up. So it doesn't matter to me. You got to cam up. And you said you would. So when I see who you are, when I see your face, I see you in the cam, I'll bring you up, and then you can talk to Chaotic. All right, Chaotic, what do you got to say?
Again, I find it funny that every time I say something, it's always, you don't say this to whites, you don't do this. I do. Clarence, on my old channel, I had hundreds of videos over there where I would make videos dedicated to throwing smoke at certain groups of people. My thing is that this man, Rico, is saying that the United States is not the greatest country on the planet. It is. We have the best.
He didn't say that.
Okay.
Never said that.
We have the highest GDP out of all the countries on the planet. We have the highest standard of living.
That doesn't make it the greatest country. He said that the highest.
Okay, well, in my opinion, how about this one? In my opinion, what makes this country the greatest country is the fact that we have the highest GDP. We have the highest standard of living. People float on intertubes to get to this country. We have the best companies in this country. We have this is the country where you could be anything that you want to be as long as you apply yourself to be that. Other countries are not like this. We don't have there are a lot of countries that restrict freedom. And to be completely honest with you, most countries on the planet are the other than the oligarchy, the masses of the people live in abject poverty. I don't like the fact that I can't voice my opinion. I think America is the greatest country. Rico or Clarence, whatever you.
Wait a minute. You saying somebody who's stopping you from voicing your opinion, man?
Well, every time I make an opinion, Rico has to say something. And I have a theory, and I have a theory as to why he always says something to me when I come up with my opinions. And I would like to say that too.
Okay. Come on, because I got somebody who wants to talk to you.
Rico, I think that you are one of these typical old black men. You are not relevant anymore, respectfully, just like most people are not relevant. I'm not saying that you're not relevant, like you don't, like your life doesn't mean anything, but I feel like you have this thing that you want respect from younger people. You think that just because, well, and I think the fact that I don't give you that, I think that bothers you. I think it bothers you that I think freely because you're always saying stuff to me.
Okay, did you get it all out?
Yeah, I wiped my tears out my eyes.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I thought that was real funny what you said too, Clarence, about LeBron James too. I thought that was real funny.
Yeah, man. I mean,
you was like, nigga, you ain't on LeBron James.
Yeah, I mean, well, even if he was here, I would tell him the same thing.
Nah, I don't know about that one. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, man. All right. So, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna let Rico respond to what you said, and then I got somebody who wants to talk to you specifically, guys.
Let him have it.
Him up.
For her.
All right. So, but I want Rico to respond to what you told him.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I have anything to say to you, Chaotic, it's because time and time again you have shown yourself to be nothing but a moronic fool, a provocative shit thrower who just makes shit up.
Reek. I got people with their kids in the car, Reek.
Apologies. You literally
get this drunk out of here.
Excuse me. I let you spew all your babble and all your nonsense. So it's my turn. You literally sat here and lied in the same sentence. I didn't tell him to leave the country. I didn't tell him to leave. We can roll the tape, sir. So if you can't remember what you said in the span of 10 seconds, that's not my fault that your mental acuity is so depreciated. And I think it takes an unbelievable level of gall for a coward who has never served or laced up a pair of boots to call himself a freaking patriot.
Thank you, Rico.
Patriot to someone who served. I would go to no country. On my worst day, I'm far more patriotic. I served and my son served for you to have the ability to say the idiotic things that you say out of your mouth. And you know they're stupid. And everybody that's within earshot of you know it's stupid. But that's all you do. You just come out here with all this psychobabble BS. You're totally wrong about everything. And you go, it's my opinion. It's not your opinion. It's your foolishness. You're an embarrassment as a black man. You really are. You really are. So I know why you always uphold white people, as Brother Clarence said, because you wish you were. As a black man, I'm ashamed of you. I really am.
I would like to respond after this one, Clarence. Is that all right? I would like to respond.
Okay, I got somebody who wants to talk.
Okay, but I want to respond to him, and then the person can talk to me.
Okay, you got to make it quick.
Okay, I will. Rico. Oh, you gotta put this guy on mute real quick. Okay, Rico.
Turn off the YouTube.
Rico.
Part.
I have a larger panel than you. Hear me out for a minute. In my real life, I'm a part of all types of organizations and associations. I am respected amongst my peer group in real life. And when I cam up, yes, I give opinions. And no, I am not an expert on everything that I say. And neither are you, sir. Now, one thing that I do that Clarence and everybody knows, I always give respect to servicemen. I always do. I even have given you your respect. And you are right, sir. I have never laced up any boots instead of post. And you are correct. I have the freedom to be on this computer because of what people like you have done. And thank you, sir. I have always said that. But, sir, you have a personal problem with me, and I think it goes outside the bounds of conversation about certain topics that, again, you and I are not experts at. I think, again, in my opinion, you are an older black man who has a hating ass spirit on younger black men. I made a video about that a year ago on my older channel. You don't like the fact that I'm not calling you the OG. You don't like hear me out for a minute. You don't like the fact that I don't think of you as my elder. And I think that is what really bothers you. So again, sir, thank you for serving the country. I really appreciate that, because if it wasn't for you, we would be living in mud huts. I agree with you. But sir, you don't like me because I am not worshiping you, and I don't have to. And that's a freedom that you also fought for. So I said my piece. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, because I got somebody who wants to talk to you.
Sure.
And I can't keep.
And can I not get cut off by you, Clarence, if I'm talking to him, please, respectfully?
Hey, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm overstepping my bounds. I'm sorry.
I gotta jump in when I need to jump in, man.
Okay.
All right. This is Brother Monty. Can you hear us, Brother Monty? Let me unmute. Let me unmute you, man. Can you hear us?
What's going on, Clay? Clarence, can you hear me?
I can hear you, man, but I think you have YouTube in the background. I think you got to turn it.
Yeah, it's echoing on. It's echoing on my end. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm new to this.
Oh, okay, right on, brother. Right on. Well, let's take it as one step at a time, man. Yeah, see what happens is, man, you have the StreamYard part up, and you have the window open in YouTube. You got to shut the window down in YouTube out. You got to shut that down, brother. That's what's giving you your echo.
Did that do it?
It sound like it did. Like it did, man.
Okay.
All right, Brother Monty. You wanted to talk to Chaotic Truth, so here he is, man.
First of all, Mr. Rico, I listen. I'm new to Clarence, man. Keep building your page. I subscribed yesterday.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Keep building your page. I like the way you run your show. First of all, I like and try to be partial and not or impart and make everything fair. But Mr. Chaotic, you guys, man, you younger people, I listen to you. You throwed your birthday out there yesterday or whenever that stream came through. And you said a lot of times, bro, you smart, you very, very, very intelligent. But a lot of times you sound like an arrogant young dude. I can go in my bedroom now and get my degrees too. But I don't flaunt that to everybody. And everybody got to know that I graduated. I had a grandmother that showed me why your little picture up there. You look real cute and smirk on your little picture. But man to man, you wouldn't say none of the stuff that you say on here, bro. You sound real smirk. And again, I'm not taking away from you that you are smart. Okay, and yes, the United States used to be the best country in the world, but we are slowly, the other people are starting to catch up to us if they hadn't passed us. So you keep saying, oh, no, we the best, we the best, we the best. That used to be. That's not true anymore. And why do you keep putting these white folks in front of you? Why you can't? You did all that school. You read. I read all them same white folks books, sir. I go get degrees right now. I read all of them. But my grandmama told me one thing. No, this is what you do, boy. You cannot. A man can't ride you unless you stay bent over. So all that stuff, what you talking about, they got you bent over, boy. You need to stand up and then walk in what you do. Walk in your truth. Yeah, I appreciate you for serving your country. You telling this man, this is a grown man that could impart some wisdom on you, that could impart something on you to help you further the next generation and stop being so smug and cute. Right? And I ain't coming at you, bro. Like I say, you an intelligent dude. You got something to offer the world. But the way you come off, I don't know if you do it just for clicks and views, but that, sir, I think is a more detriment to our community than anything. So if you're doing what you say you're doing for the right reasons, then you will stop with the games and come with the truth for your people, because you done read the books. The people that growed up where you growed up, or maybe not, they may not have access to those books. They may not have access to that education. They may not have access to the mother that took you to where you got to, or your father that took you to get to the greater heights that you have reached. And then for you to come off the way you doing it, sir, is in the face of the people that sacrificed for you to be in your position.
Okay,
I just
brother Mike.
listened to it last night. I was so mad listening to you because you are a smart young man. But you got to utilize your intelligence to build the intelligence of the other people and stop coming off as a smug. Now the people don't hear you because you so you so smug.
Brother Monty, I hear you, man. But do you have a direct question for Brother Chaotic?
No.
I would like to address that though, Clarence. Is that all right?
You can respond, please.
Is that all right? Can I address that?
And bro,
wait, hold on, gentlemen. I just want to make sure that Brother Monty didn't have. I mean, he said a lot, but I don't know if he had a direct question for you. So now that he said he wants you to respond. Please respond to him, Brother Chaotic.
Brother Monty, respectfully, and thank you for what you said. But I want to give, so since you're new to YouTube, I want to give you an introduction to YouTube. I would like for you to go to my panel. I have a page called The Chaotic Truth, and I would like for you to observe my videos and how I run my show. Now, this is what I want to let you know. A person like Rico, I've been on YouTube for like a year and a half. Okay. You will be quite surprised at the people who are presented. Now, Rico presents himself as this wise old man. But I am telling you, sir, that Rico, he's the type of person that will, I hate to say this, if you were in a jail cell, he will steal your last sandwich from you. I'm not saying that anybody's in here who ever went to jail, but he's one of those dudes. Rico is a scumbag. He's not a wise person. And hold on for a second. Wait a minute. Because Rico came at me. So okay, I'll be respectful.
I'm not gonna let him call you names.
Okay, he's not a scumbag, but okay. I refuse to listen to a drunk lecture me on why I can't have an opinion and then have the nerve to spit in my face and say, you ain't never put on some boots. And he called me a coward. So that would mean that all civilians are cowards then. So my thing is that instead of insulting me like you always do, Rico, why don't you listen to my opinion? If my opinion is so wrong, what the hell does it matter? It's my opinion. If I believe that America is the greatest country on the planet, why does that bother you so much, Rico? That's all I said. And then you have people like this dude at the bottom. He's only heard a snippet, and now he thinks that you are the wise one, and I'm the crazy one. I don't come at you, Rico. You could say there's a 10-foot dinosaur outside, and I would say, well, I mean, it could be. I'm not out there. I'm not at his house. I at least try to be open-minded, unlike you people, and I say you people respectfully, and that is the reason why I say when I go to white panels, at least they have the they have the mindset for a critical and open dialogue instead of dogging everybody. We love talking about rights in this country, but the only fucking people in my lifetime
easy.
Sorry, Clarence. The only people in my lifetime that have ever restricted rights for me are the people who look like me. Because when I go to other people, whites or whatever, who y'all supposedly say I'm in love with, you could have 1,001 conversations with them. They'll say, I never thought about that. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I'm open for discussion. But not with black people. Here goes black people. Watch it out, man. You're going to get knocked out. Watch it out. You're going to get this. One of the reasons why I do not discuss these kind of conversations in public is because of that very reason. I don't have a problem with you, Rico, but you come at me every goddamn time I'm on this panel. I don't come at you, sir. And now you got this man believing that I'm the crazy one. This is why.
Yeah. I'm down. Okay. I had the time.
You're doing a great job.
He was having a little breakdown there. So I time him out for a minute. Let him give him a minute to get himself together. He can come back. Okay, man, trying to get black folks to talk about something, and they want to jump on each other.
I just wanted to talk about Russia, Clarence. That's all I wanted to do.
You had 10 minutes, and all you talked about was me.
Sir. Okay, I'm going mute. I'm going mute.
Wait. Chaotic. Tell the truth. You've been insulting Rico since you got on here.
He just called me a coward.
What?
What? He talked about me first, and he called me a coward.
He talked about your viewpoint. He talked about with the viewpoints that you had. He wasn't calling you names and all that. He said that your viewpoint was out of whack. That's what he was talking about.
How? Prove it. He's not an expert, and I'm not an expert.
When I say the GDP did not make America the best country, then all of a sudden leave the country.
Okay,
that's
sir.
When it started.
Okay,
that's when it started, Clarence, right?
Okay.
Right?
And so let's clear it up. We don't care if you love white people. I love people that we care about. But
sir,
but you know what?
I love myself.
Listen, chaotic. Just do like Monty said. Just listen for a minute. Instead of being all emotional, like you're always blaming black people for doing and being all emotional, just listen for a minute. Use your intellect. We're not saying you can't love white people. Most of the majority of black people have some type of interracial relative or something like that. So it's not an issue. The issue is if you're not going to tell them to leave, then why tell us to leave? Whenever they have an issue, you don't tell them to leave. So why should you tell us to leave? Instead of saying, you know what, y'all, you don't like America? Leave. Or you don't like this part of America? Leave. That's if you sit down and think about that, that sounds really crazy. White people have problems. White people have problems all the time. They just was out here in West Los Angeles marching for the Ukraine out here. Nobody tells them. No, ain't nobody out there. Go home. Go to Ukraine. Go home. No, they got an issue. They just go and try to do something about it. So that's all we're saying. Nobody said you love white people. I mean, that's on you if you do. But I mean, hell, we got Sister Dawn in here. I love her. Anyway, let's let me get Monty to get in here because Monty, I'm gonna have to pull you down because I got another person I got to pull up. So
okay, and I'm gonna get out of here on this. Okay, but chaotic, man. The Caucasians are descendants of Europe. So when things go bad, why do we not say go back to Europe? Why would you say to us, go back to Africa? First of all, I didn't call no Uber to get over here. Right? So then when I got over here and I read all of those people's books, and then that's when I became a threat. This is what my grandmother told me. You're not a threat, sir, until you can read and you know what they know. Then she said, what you know, they can't take from you. So, sir, you're educated, but a little bit misguided. Why not say to the Caucasian, go back to Europe? Throw that out there. Since you're so brave, put it out there. Only thing we want to do is to tell our own people. We want to break down our own people while protecting the other people. I'm with you on the. I don't believe in the white man is the problem. This is why. I'm with you on that. Right, but that's by the way I was raised. But I also still love my people. Just because my cousins didn't get to go to college like I did, don't mean I don't now love them. Just because my uncle did not get to go to the army like my aunt did, and then she was able to make some things happen in her kids' life, don't mean I don't love him. So we got to get away from feeling like you better than because you was the one that made it over. And the rest of your cousins, so you don't go to the family reunion no more because they ain't make what you made. Then that's what's wrong with us. Go tell them to go back to Europe. Have the courage to say that. You would say everything to us, but you won't say nothing to them. Why is that, sir?
Again, I for the people who've known me since my old platform and know me now, I give smoke just as much to white people or any other people as I do black people. You just happen to have heard me yesterday. I literally have literally have given smoke to white people.
So I followed you. I followed you on yesterday.
Sure.
I have 3 appointments tomorrow that I got to go take care of, and then after that, I'm gonna just research your channel.
Sure.
See, right, and then we can put resumes together. I promise
Sure.
you. I done work with kids. I done did all of that. Right.
Sure.
We can go resume for resume if you want to go as far as intellect. I guarantee you mine match yours.
I just would like to go
not into the entertainment. I just know when I see what I see in you as a young brother, you still look like them. You can impart wisdom on them through your knowledge because you still look like them. They'll listen to you. Whereas me and Rico, we starting to, it don't look the same.
Me too.
So, but you can't. But you can't. Nobody. All them big words. Use that in the boardroom. When you dealing with your young brothers, you got to be like them. You got to come to them as them, and then get them to come to where you at, instead of always trying to be the smartest nigga in the room.
I mean, like I said, that's your perception of me. That's not how I'm.
And you're right. I'm gonna do research.
Yeah.
I got 2 appointments.
Thank you.
Probably gonna yield. What's gonna yield me? That's nobody's business. I'll make my money, and then I'll spend the day researching. I follow you.
Sir.
You know what I mean?
Okay, brother
this is not a move to tear you down at all.
Yeah.
Because you are useful in our community. You have achieved a lot of great things. But if you're not willing to give back without trying to make everybody feel as if you're better than, then what was it worth?
Okay, Brother Monty.
I'm out of here, sir. Hey, thank you, C.
Hey, no, thank you, brother. Hey, one last question. Have you served in the military, brother?
No, I did not serve in the military.
Okay,
my grandfather did. My aunt did. My grandfather was.
To acknowledge you if you did, brother. I just want to acknowledge you if you did.
Not me. Not me.
No,
college student. Do the work.
Okay, all right. We'll tell them if they're still around.
Man. Salute.
Right. We're gonna pull you down, Brother Monty, because I got to bring up Sister Juana, and I'm gonna let Rico interject here. Don't go away, Monty, because I'm gonna pull you back up, man. But I gotta keep the thing moving around. Sister Juana is having some issues. Rico, go ahead, bro.
Okay, let me address what's in the private chat. Chaotic. I didn't call Clarence a coward. I called you a coward. You. So you begging Clarence for help. It's my turn. You begging Clarence for help. That's not gonna help you. I called you a coward. Clarence didn't tell me to leave the country and then call white people patriots. You did. So that wasn't for Clarence. That wasn't for Monty. That wasn't for nobody in the chat. That was for your little cowardly behind. That's who it's for. Okay. So the mere fact that that's that little deflecting thing you do when you run your mouth so much that you find yourself in a bind and you got your ass in a pinch. You don't answer the question. You just start reaching and throwing. Because, like I said, not only did you tell a black veteran to leave, you said white people are patriots. So that's where all this white love, you tell on yourself with everything you say out of your mouth. The mere fact that we call Russia invading Ukraine a almost 100% white country going against another 100% white country, white on white crime, you can't bring yourself to say that. But all week you've been screaming black on black crime. We can't even have a picnic without being labeled a gang. You said we have a cookout. That's a gang. I don't want to be around them black folk because it's gonna be some shit. But you're not scared to go to Ukraine and maybe get blowed up or Russia because you want to be around them white people. You say this stuff out of your mouth, and then when you get called to account for your words, you want to sit there and go, oh, I'm being attacked. It's my opinion. Your words are being attacked. Your words are being attacked. Your statements, the things that you say, they're wrong. And in particular, they are offensive to people of color. You can talk, you can love white people all you want. If you don't like us, keep us out your mouth. Just keep us out your mouth and go over there to white land and love them. We don't care.
Let me say this, Rick, and then I'm gonna let you finish, Rick. I'm gonna let you finish.
Clarence, you just okay, man.
Wait a minute, because he's got a point. He's got a point. We don't care whether you love white people or not. That's not the issue. The issue is don't treat us worse than you're treating them. If you're gonna ask us to leave, then you should be asking them to leave. And when Monty goes and checks your shows, I guarantee you he'll have a tough time finding a point at which you told any of those Mike from Boston or what's that, Savage, or any of those guys to leave.
January 6th protesters. Right? I want to see if you got a video on that.
I don't think so.
I did make a video on the Capitol riots. Can I respond? Can I respond?
In Chaotic's defense, and he will disagree with them, but that's that's a totally different thing.
Ain't telling none of them to leave. Right? You don't tell them to leave.
Get out of here. You don't like it.
Or go to jail. Get out of here.
Savage, get out of here. Okay, now you can respond because I just want to.
Okay. Okay. So I see where this is going. I called in to literally talk about the geopolitical spectrum of Russia. I did. Okay, I did. Every time I made a comment, Rico would respond in kind with something.
You were insulting.
Okay, just how. Okay, he's insulted me before, but that's fine. No, don't worry about it because I know you're gonna say that I insulted him first for the initial relationship. When that
on this live stream, you did insult him.
Rico has always, Clarence, even Wanda has pointed that out the other day that you let Rico disrespect certain people. When I initially met Rico, I never
don't say certain people.
I never came to
you.
Okay, Clarence, I sat there and I was quiet while Rico was talking. Okay,
Rico's muted.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rico is a 50-plus-year-old alcoholic. Okay, 50 whatever, 58. He's 58 years old. He's an alcoholic. I would never look at him as he's a wise man. I don't look at any old man as wise or anything unless they are producers, the black or white. Now, the problem that I have with Rico, again, is that I give my opinion and he cuts me off every 2 or 3 seconds. And hear me out, Clarence. I know he's your panelist, but you allow it to happen. Now, the problem with Rico is that Rico is trying to give this narrative that I don't rock with black people. Rico, I have more black pride in my middle finger than you in your entire body, sir. But the thing of the matter is that how many black organizations are you a part of compared to me, sir? I'm a part of the greatest fraternity on the planet. That's a black fraternity. I'm a part of all types of black organizations, and I've been on black boards, sir. And you know what? And Monty's right. Why even? Because I normally don't do it, but why even put my accolades in front of you? Here goes the thing. Rico. Nevertheless, sir. Show me how much you love black people, sir. Get rid of your car. Get rid of your house. Why don't you live like our ancient ancestors, sir? Why are you? No. Hear me out for a minute. Why? Okay, hold on a second. You love white people just as much as I do, sir. You buy their products. I bet you have all types of their streaming services, their electrical devices, their cars. I bet the house you live in was probably built by white Amish people. So, sir, stop the cap, sir. You love whites just as much as any other black person does. Stop putting that shit on me that I'm some Uncle Tom, sir. I bet you hold on for a second. Clarence, give me a second. Clarence, I am talking specifically to Rico here.
I know.
Because Rico said that.
I'm just trying to clear up that, and I'm gonna let Rico's a big boy. I'm gonna let him talk for himself. But I'm just saying, I never got the impression that people were saying you were Uncle Tom. I got the impression that he was saying that you were not being fair.
He's saying that I don't love black people. And the thing of the matter is, sir, I love more black people. Sir, I have more love for my people than you do, sir.
That may be what I'm saying, but I'm going to let him tell you exactly what he was saying when you get done. Go ahead.
Thank you. So what I'm saying is that, again, it's not about race. It's not about anything dealing with race or politics with Rico. It's about an old man who is upset that somebody who is black and younger is not acquiescing to him. That's all what this is about. He cannot stand the fact that I'm not calling him an OG. I know this type of man.
Okay. Are you done?
I'm done right now for this particular thing. He can give a response. And then let's get back to the Russia thing, sir.
Listen, guys. Listen. I want us to finish. This because I do want to get back to my topic. I let this thing get away from me. And and I know you guys, both of you guys are very intelligent men. And if we want to do this, we can do this another way. But right now, I want to talk about, see, we got people's lives we got to save. We got to tell them that there's going to be food shortages. You need to stock up on X, Y, Z. There's a lot of places I want to go, and we can help some people. And for us to waste time, like I did with Tommy Sotomayor, where his whole point was just to keep telling me that somebody was in the chat calling him Tammy. You know what I mean? I don't want to waste time like that. I mean, you know what I mean? You got your opinion, Chaotic. Rico's got his opinion. Now I will let Rico, respond to what you're saying, and then that's it. We're gonna be done with it. We're gonna move on, and if we can't move on, then I'll shut it down. All right, Rick. What you got to say?
I'm gonna leave it this simple. I'm gonna let the receipts do the talking. If I've been on 30 streams, you find one word that I ever said negative about black people, one word I ever said negative about white people, one word I ever said uplifting white people. You find one word. Now, I don't know what you do on your channel, Chaotic, but every time you've been on Brother Clarence channel page, to include tonight, you have disparaged black people. When I watched you on Chefs the other night, you disparage, you go out of your way. So the receipts are your words. I'll put my words up against your words. Anybody can go through YouTube and say, well, Rika was here, Rika was there, and play the tape and see a single word that I ever disparaged black people, and then listen to the way you talk about black people. So I'm not even going to do any more than that. That's it. Because you can't hide from what you say. It's your words that's condemning you, not mine.
All right. So
you're an alcoholic, sir.
Wait. See. Now hold on.
You're an alcoholic, sir.
Hold on,
I can't take anything you say seriously.
Hold on, Rico. Now, hold on, Rico. Okay, chaotic. This ain't the Kevin and Sales show here, man. We don't just insult people here, man. And I know
I can do it back.
No.
I can do it better.
No. Because you guys, I'm the one that gets the emails on the back end where they say, Brother Clarence, how come you let this go on? Because I thought your show was this and show was that, and I really liked your show until this started happening. So you guys don't get those emails. I do. So I don't want it to devolve into something like that. Yeah, every once in a while, but when it's getting like that over and over again, and it's so far that we have gotten off the topic, now we out of pocket. So I will invite you guys both to come back, and y'all could just have a bagging session and y'all can get at it. But right now we got a topic, and I'd like to stick to the topic. And I know I'm dealing with brothers that's intelligent enough to do that. But chaotic, I cannot have you hurling insults and then you tell me.
I'll stick to the topic, sir. I'll stick to the topic. I'll stick to the topic. I'll stick to the topic.
Okay. So I can't have you doing that. Okay. Let's see. Hold him down. Okay. All right. So let's get back to our topic, which was, like I said, the effect number 3 of the Russian invasion may be food shortages, price increases, and food rations. Now, I think we all had something to say on this, so I'm going to wrap it up by saying that you should get at least a month worth of water, a month worth of canned goods, a month worth. If you have babies, you should get a month worth of diapers, because you never know what's going to happen. They could do something to affect it. I mean, look at the bug affected the supply chain, and then the Russians could throw a wrench into that. They can cyber attack us, and we're going to get into that later on. But I mean, anything can happen, so we need to just be prepared. Don't be like black people and try to leave New Orleans the day the levee breaks. Don't. They told you a week in advance to get out of there, and some people still stayed there, and unfortunately, they lost their lives, a lot of them. So let's not do that. The same thing is happening now in Ukraine, where these people are trying to get the hell out of there, and Biden told them to get out of there a month ago. All right. So let's move to the next thing: air raids and falling bombs. Brother Chaotic, is it possible that bombs could land in the continental U.S.?
That is an absolute impossibility. Considering, well, now you know what? Now, this time, I will acquiesce this to the actual person who has actually served in the military, because I do not understand Air Command. I don't understand NORAD. But from my understanding is that the American government has the premier air force on the planet, and that is almost an impossibility because we would detect any craft, 500 or 1,000 miles offshore. Now that I have no clue about, but historically speaking, it's nobody has ever attacked the continental U.S. other than terrorists, and I guess that could be up for debate because we don't really know if it was terrorist or conspiracy. But I'm gonna acquiesce to that. So I don't think so, and I don't even know where they would attack. I mean, what would they attack? A city? And what would be the point of it? So I don't know. So I will give that to.
They would do like they're doing. They would do like they're doing now. They would attack a major city with a major port. They would attack all the major ports. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Brother Chaotic. Rico, is it impossible to say that there would be air raids or falling bombs in America?
No. America has, other countries had the ability to hit America with bombs since probably the late 60s, maybe early 70s. Russia can strike us with ballistic missiles and nuclear bombs the same as we can hit Russia, the continental state of Russia. Either which way, no matter whether we hit them first or they hit us first, they have in place the MAD theory, mutually assured destruction. That both countries have so many nuclear weapons. Yes, we do have a great air defense system, but not good enough to shoot down all of the missiles that they would launch at us. We might get 80% of them, but that 20% that would get through would be the beginning of the end of the world. And that's probably the biggest reason why a superpower like Russia, China, and the US have never went up against each other, because there's no winner. It's all lose-lose with the stockpile of nuclear warheads. And we have them intercontinental. That's what, the little short guy in North Korea that they were going through all the hell about, a couple of years ago with Trump, because they finally got nukes and they finally got the capabilities to launch them intercontinental. So now that's the big freak out, because you can't stop all the nukes from anywhere. So, I mean, it's what we live under, and it just is what it is. So now we can be hit.
Okay. Sister Juana, I've been trying to pull you up. Every time I pull you up, you fall right off. So I'm glad you made it through this time. All right. We just heard from another decorated veteran, Brother Rico, and now we get another decorated veteran, Sister Juana. Sister Juana, can we have air raids here like they have you see, or some of that video footage from Kiev where they hear the air raids? That means going to your bomb shelter, right? Do you think that's possible to happen in the continental U.S.? See how I did that for you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. To answer your initial question, again, like another panelist has spoken, with our technology from the Pentagon, with our technology in the Air Force, with our solar technology with the Navy, we can detect these type of things. Now, I want to be careful with my words. Inappropriate is not really the word I want to use, but I'm going to use it. It's inappropriate to ask if it can happen, because anything can happen. Is it the question is it highly possible or plausible or probable that an airstrike on the continental United States of North America would happen? It is no, because of the technology would detect a so-called airstrike. Okay, does that answer your question right quick?
That answers my question.
Okay.
I'm just asking opinions. I'm just getting opinions.
Okay, now I have a question.
Okay.
Like you do with Rico and like I've seen you do with OG Patrice, and like I've seen you do with Chaotic Truth. Can you sometimes have me and you on just you and I on a panel for at least an hour before we allow other people? Because you and I really probably an audience, your audience would probably benefit with a conversation with just you and I, with you and I as with you and I as the primary speakers about race. Because whether no, regardless, what I see is regardless of what you're talking about, it always keeps going back to race. And since we're so fascinated with race, that's a conversation that I'm willing to have. But I only get the opportunity to have snippets of that. Now, again, I've said I've seen you have conversations about race with other people as your primary guests. You don't kick them off. I would like for you to invite me to have a primary conversation about so-called race with just you and I for an hour, and then you bring other people up and you leave me up to answer questions from potential panelists so I can get my full message, my full understanding out to the people and to yourself. Are you willing to do that with just you and I?
Absolutely. You name the time and let's do it. Name the
Let's
time.
let's do it as soon as possible, preferably during so-called Black History Month.
Okay.
I would really think your panel and you and Rico and others would benefit from that conversation, because here you are trying to have a conversation about Russia and what's going on currently, and the conversation continues to go back to race. And so since we're so fascinated with that, again, that's a conversation that I'm open and willing to have, but it's very difficult to have the conversation when you're only allowed 2 minutes. And when you're and then other people get more than that, and you drop certain people down who may disagree with your view, it would really benefit people to hear a so-called opposing view to yours, and with an extensive value, meaning with time. And you and I probably would, get some really great ratings from that, Brother Clarence. And I hope that you invite me. Email me at Virgo Rising Star 20 at gmail.com.
You know I'm not gonna remember that. Will you please put that in the chat?
Well, all you have to do when you're done is play this part back and you'll hear it.
Okay, yes, ma'am, for sure.
Okay. Good. God bless you, Brother Clarence.
You too.
I look forward to your email so we can designate a time for you and I to have a discussion on race, okay?
Let's try. Let's shoot for Saturday. This Saturday, okay?
All right. God bless you. God bless you, brother. I love you. Bye-bye.
You too. All right. That's my sister. And she's gonna keep me straight when I'm out of pocket. All right. We answered the question about air raids and falling bombs. See, you guys get me in trouble all the time. We answered the questions about air raids and falling bombs. The next question, the next effect is going to be gas prices. Gas prices. Are we going to have high gas? Well, is it possible that we can have higher gas prices? I'm going to let Rico start this time. Rico, what do you think, man?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even know. I mean, gas prices are creeping up now, even though it just started. So I can't say that the rising gas prices are well, sometimes gas prices will start to creep up because oil companies know, like when you don't start a major war and they find out like 5 minutes, it'll be like they've been talking about this war for what, 2 weeks, before they actually have it. So I think some of the gouging starts then. So you can have a pre-war effect on gas prices.
Okay.
A current war price on gas prices and a post-war, but gas prices were going up anyway. So I do think they will start to go up. This is one of the places where I think maybe some of it was already goosed in before the war. And then maybe the administration, to their benefit, they'll try to say, oh, it's only high because of the war, where even if it wasn't at war, they still would be high. So I wouldn't just say it's because of the war, because I know gas prices were going up before anyway. But I do expect gas price. I hope they don't hit that $5-6 a gallon that we had a few years back, but they may.
They may. Brother Chaotic. Gas prices. What do you think is going to happen with the gas prices? If
I
oil's going
mean,
up, gas is going up.
yeah, I mean, well, that's obvious. I mean, you guys have lived long enough to know that, and I've lived long enough to see it happen myself. Anytime there is something that deals with anything dealing with anything on a global scale, be it wars or even rumors of wars or political turmoil in well, I keep saying company, country, anything like that, gas prices always go through the roof. So definitely 110% gas prices are going to go up depending on where you're at. Where I'm at, it's like $3.30 a gallon. So it might go up to 3.60, even 4. But definitely, but just like all things dealing with politics, eventually things will go back down. So, I mean, this is going to be over with pretty soon,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm hoping your next question goes into what I'm about to say, but what'd you say?
I said, you don't put 100,000 troops somewhere, 150,000 troops somewhere.
Yeah.
If you trying to just make it quick, you know what I'm saying? So that's a sizable force. So I don't know how quick it's gonna be, but hopefully it does for the Ukrainian people and for the Russian people. They don't have to suffer that much, but you never know. But anyway, okay, let me say my little piece and then we'll move on. My little piece on gas prices is this. Now, if you can get gas, what you need to do is fill your tanks up. You know how I know how y'all black people do. You put only half a tank of gas in there, right? You ain't got the money to fill the tank up, so you just put half a tank in there, right? And then you drive around for 2 days with it on yellow, right? With the gas or with the light on, right? I know how y'all do, but now these times you need to keep your tank. You should only let it get to half a tank before you fill it up, because what happens is one day something may happen, something may break out, and they may hack the whole gas system, and now nobody can buy gas, and then you have an issue. So keep your tanks filled, keep your gas tanks on all your cars filled up, even if you're not driving a car on a regular basis. Keep it. See, we try and give you solutions to these issues. They may not come up. Hold on, Monty. I'll pull you up in a minute. We try to give you solutions to these problems because these things may occur. Okay.
You want to know a couple other things you might want to say, Clarence, is let people know too, because if you have electrical problems, people may want to stock up on batteries. They want to have a first aid kit, because oftentimes that'll happen. Most people don't have a first aid kit in their house. And if you can, go out to Walmart somewhere and get you a small portable transistor radio with batteries, because if the electric's out for a couple of days, you're going to want to get news. People used to do that. And I know, like, I'm sitting here thinking in my house, I'm like, I need to go re-up my first aid kit and get some batteries for this little old portable radio. But if the power goes out, that's all you got. And you don't be surprised at how valuable it is in the situation.
That's some good info, Rico. Thank you. And also, you need a generator. You need to get you a generator. A good generator that'll give you about 12 or 13 hours, maybe even 24 hours of power. Maybe a gas generator or whatever. But you need a generator because you never know. You never know. I remember in Elijah Muhammad's book, the
Message to the Black Man.
Message to the Black Man. He talked about how war can come here, and he said that you need some boards to board up your windows, because he said that when people start walking by your house, they start smelling food in your house. They're gonna be trying to break in your house to get to the food. That's how bad things gonna be. But I'm not saying it's gonna get that way right now, but anything's possible with the situation. So, like Rico said, you need a first aid kit. You need a first aid kit in your house. You need a flashlight, a couple of different flashlights in your house. And this is my suggestion, and I don't think anybody else has a problem with it. If you can afford one, you need a generator. You need a gas generator so you can have power at least just to hear the radio, and you need a radio that has battery, that takes batteries. You need an AM, FM radio that takes batteries just in case you get stuck out there. All right, so I don't know who. I think all of us talked about the gas prices. Brother Monty, are you there? Okay, I don't think Monty's there. I'm gonna put him back down. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing. This is the big one. Biochemical attacks. Is it possible that Russia could throw another bug at us? Like the bug we just got done with, as they claim is from China. Could Russia throw another bug out there and stop the whole works? What do you say we go?
What was the first one?
What you mean was the first one?
You said throw another bug out there.
Well, the first bug was the coronavirus.
You said Russia did it.
No, I said the government say that China threw that bug out there.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Russia. My fault. Okay.
No. I said, can Russia do the same thing and shut everything down, throwing a bug out there? Whichever one of you guys want to go first.
I mean, I do know that, in the past, the U.S. government, and they got contingency plans for biochemical attacks on America. You got things like ricin, which is a poison that can be spread through the air. Anthrax, sarin gas, so and then unfortunately it can't be detected. There's no electrical detection device. If it gets in the country and they do it, I mean, I don't know. If you get exposed to it, pray for a quick death. Because a lot of those things, they don't have antidotes, or it's very slow and very difficult, and they clearly don't have enough for 330 million people of any of those things. Here in my state of Maryland, they got Fort Detrick here, which is the National Biological Lab, whatever, and that's they got fucking Ebola up in there. And those are diseases that if it gets exposed, it can rapidly spread through a population. That, those are stories of nightmares. You pray it don't happen. If you get exposed, you pray for a quick death. But I would not say it can't happen. And I believe, chemical attacks, Syria, they did it against their own citizen, Bashar al-Assad. That's a terrible way to go. I can't say that. No, it can't. We got it. That's just best defended by, the FBI preventing infiltration. But if it doesn't get so that it's over the whole country, it still can affect a large population center, and it can be real bad if it does.
Yeah, I agree. And we're gonna talk about Monty. I tried to bring you up, man. We're gonna talk about what we can do. How can we protect ourselves, Brother Chaotic? Is it possible that the Russians can hit us with a chemical attack, like we talked about, C-19 or another bug or whatever, right?
Totally agree. I mean, chemical warfare has been a mechanism a warfare mechanism for decades, if not hundreds of years. I mean, 100-some plus years. So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So
and they're known for poisoning certain people who speak out against the government already. So
oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, they poison media. I mean, people in the media all the time over in Russia. So
millions of people, and the only thing that stops them is running out of bullets or running out of poison, right? When they run out of poison, they just send them up to Siberia, working those labor camps up there. Oh yeah, holy smokes, man. Brother Monty, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the question on the panel is, man, biochemical attacks. Do you think that the Russian government could hit us with a biochemical attack, as in the C-19 virus? Something like that.
I mean, I'm not so much educated and caught up on what's going on with Russia. I'm enjoying listening to you guys talk. I think that Russia's partnership with China, I think that's going to play a huge role. A couple of questions back, you asked, could it be possible for them to attack us? It's very possible, and I think what, in my mind, the reason why is because we've grown complacent as a country. And whenever you get complacent people, you make yourself vulnerable to attack. They still working. We over here sleep and enjoying the riches of the people that built this country. And now it's catching up to us. And I think, as far as the biochemical attacks, yeah, how do you stop it? Right? Like what they can be doing some kind of chemical attack with the stuff that they sending from China over here. Just put it in a diaper, put it in this, put it into that. Right? All that they partner is the one they working with, so they just lace everything with whatever they want to lace it with, and we vulnerable because we do everything through them, and they keep us distracted with us fighting against each other rather than paying attention to what's really going on out here. So I think America the Great is really vulnerable right now because I think we've grown complacent.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay, so let me wrap up the biochemical. Well, let me touch on something Brother Monty said. So, Russia having a partnership, and thank you. I'm gonna pull you down, Brother Monty. Russia having a partnership with China. And well, see, now this is one time where I think our huge debt to China is gonna help us because China is gonna tell them, hey, you can't hurt them that bad because they owe us so much money. China's not going to let them flush that money down the toilet. I don't think so. I think something will be able to be brokered out with China because we owe them so much. We owe them so much money. So I think that, and when I say we, I'm talking about we as a country owe them so much money. So therefore, China is not going to be in a real big hurry, and the U.S. has a AAA credit rating. So the U.S. is paying out that money. So I don't think China's going to say, hey, wait, let's stop this money. We're going to help you bomb the people that's paying our bills. No, I don't think so. So now, as far as biochemical attacks, yes, I think Russia would do something like that. So how would they do it? How would they get a biochemical agent in here? Well, they would obviously either try to come through Mexico or Canada, right? They would try to come through Mexico or Canada, try to bring something like that in here, try to whisk it in here, right? Have a person that has it, or have a person that has it on a person, bring it in here, and then spread it some type of way at some major festival or major gathering of people, and then have it done like that. I think it's very possible that they would do something like that. So now, how do you protect yourself? You already know because you've been doing most of this through the C-19. You got your mask that you wear. You wash your hands. You have your hand sanitizer all the time. Nothing's going to protect you from everything. There's things that's airborne, but there's things you can do to protect yourself. And we're not saying none of this stuff is going to definitely happen, but it's possible. And so you need to know how to protect yourself from it actually happening. Because, see, America, they call it in the Bible, they call her a virgin, the virgin daughter of Babylon, right? You're the virgin daughter of a place where have people. Babylon was a place where people talked a lot of different languages, right? America is a place where people talk a lot of different languages. So they call America, it's talked of as the virgin daughter of Babylon. Because she's a virgin. She ain't never had no missile actually hit in America, right? So we ain't never had that happen, but it could happen. That's what Putin was saying when he said, if you mess with us while we trying to deal with these Ukrainians, you're going to have some things happen to you that never have happened before. Yeah, that was a shot at America saying, you ain't never had no bombs fall in the continental U.S. But if you mess with us, it's going to get ugly for you, right? Now, that's what I mean when I think they could if they could get into the election electronics and mess that up, they could obviously attack us with a biochemical. So just be careful where you go. you know, just be careful where you go, what you do, and make sure you protect yourself at all times. No more sitting on no toilet seat without something covering that toilet seat. Don't, just common sense stuff, man. When you get off, when you at a public place or you at your workplace, don't just, oh, I'm on the floor with Bob and Jones, so I'm not gonna cover the toilet. No, you cover the toilet seat with the gaskets they got out there. You put the gaskets on there. When you turn the water on, you make sure you got something between your hand and that turning on that faucet on. You know, toilet paper or whatever. You make sure. See what I'm saying? You just simple things that we can do to make sure we, you know, and you make sure you open the door with something. I mean, you know, just simple things that we can do to protect ourselves as Americans, because trust me, something is coming. I don't know what. One of these things may happen. All right, so let's get back to our list. This is the big one. This is the one you were talking about earlier, Rico. Another effect that it might affect us as Americans, it was cyber attacks on the banks and the cryptocurrencies. Now, we all know that cryptocurrencies, most of that is really difficult because it's hard to verify, and most of those are pump and dumps. What's a pump and dump? Pump and dump is when what happened, Rico?
You inflate the price and you sell it.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it's pump and dump.
It ain't worth crap.
You inflate the price, you bring the price all the way up, and you dump the price. And when enough people start buying into it, then enough people come in and they start raising the value. Then the people that's at the top there with the most shares, they start dumping them. They start dumping the shares and selling the shares. And then the people that stuck with all the shares, because they start buying them up, it just goes boom, it crashes, right? That's what most of these cyber cryptocurrencies are, and a lot of them do come out of Russia. But we can talk about that in a minute. Let me bring up Rush.
Well, you got to see, there's a lot of cyber attacks. We've been dealing with cyber attacks for decades, you know, and they get more and more sophisticated every year. And the thing is, remember, they had, like, during the election, they had this whole group of cyber attacks. So they've been holding back, but once they get on war footing, they're going to release them like crazy.
Yeah.
And there'll be a damn 19-year-old Russian kid that's a hacking genius breaking into. Now, it probably won't be like Department of Defense because they're hard, but they're going to go after all of the cyber soft targets. Like you said, the electrical grids, the banking institutions.
Yeah.
You know, they'll go after, because you don't realize we had the problem with the storms when it hit the certain oil refinery, which is like, okay, the oil's in the country, but it goes to a refinery to pump it out to the trucks to go to all the different stations. And the gas lines, all that stuff's run by computer.
Right.
All of it's run by computers. The pipeline from Canada all the way to Louisiana is run by computers and the damn internet. And we are so wired. They'll hack into the telephone satellites. And all of a sudden, nobody's damn cell phone is working.
Yeah.
They can do that. And we do that to them too.
Right. So, and like you were saying, we do this stuff already. I mean, it's not like it's that, but it can just get ramped up now that it's this situation has developed. They can ramp it up to where it's crazy.
And in America, because we'll feel the pain more than Russians will. You know, Russians, their cell phone go down with hell. They still probably got pay phones everywhere. We ain't got no pay phones anymore. So America, we become, while, you know, as someone said, we're the greatest country in the world, whatever. I know we're also the most tech dependent. See, that's the thing. We have all this tech, but we become very tech dependent. Our hospitals are run by computers and the internet. So there's a lot of soft targets that they can hit through cyber. A lot.
All right, Monty, I saw you in the back waving your hand, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. So I work for a company. because I don't know how this internet thing works, and you can say the wrong thing and get yourself have people watching you. I work for a company that do some government contracts, and we got caught in this. I don't know if you guys saw. Well, Kronos got hit with the cyber, whatever it was. Nobody could get paid.
Yeah.
They tore everything up. Yeah, you're so dependent. And if you look all you during your day to day, even when people getting groceries, they looking at their phone, right? They're not.
Right.
No one pays attention. I tell my son, boy, see what's going on around you. Just get off that phone and see what's happening around you. But we became so tech dependent that for better than a month, no one's check was correct.
Wow.
Right? Like my check was short. Personally, my check was short $2,000.
Holy smokes, $2,000.
Right, because we're so dependent upon you. Nobody just give them an algebraic expression and then you figure that out. They couldn't do it because it's always been done through the computer. So now whenever you have to do it, can you do it? Can you display the sense and the knowledge to be able to break down this equation of whatever my insurance is, whatever this, and this, and then still pay me the correct amount of money? They couldn't. This company is a major company. So you have thousands of people whose money is bad because we were so dependent, or they, not me, they were so dependent on the computer. Then when they crashed the computer, it crashed life for everybody. So we have to be careful about how connected you make yourself to this. This platform, I love it because it gives me an opportunity to meet brothers that I otherwise wouldn't have met. But is this the way? I know, no.
You guys remember, I think it was a couple of years ago, the hackers were going around and they were locking down city governments because I know Baltimore got hit. And they had to pay a ransom to get back in their shit.
Yeah.
They hit the banking system in Europe.
Yeah, I heard a couple of banks got hit like that too.
Our company, it was a bunch of people, and they wanted ransom. And I'm saying it's more important than what our checks was. Kronos tied into and telling what you did for the day. So it told the system back on the backside the materials that was used so that it flushed the system, and now we can replenish the materials that's been used. And so it did a bunch of stuff that people don't give it credit for. You thinking about just paycheck. No. These people business was severely impacted by this cyber attack. And the only way we're gonna give you your system back is you give me the money.
Right.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother Monty. Brother Rush.
Yo, salute.
Salute, man. Hey, brother Rush, we talking about the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and we talk about different effects that it may have on American people. And right now, do you think that cyber attacks on bank and cryptocurrencies is possible with the Russians, with the Russian government?
Yeah, I think that's a big possibility, and the way America will probably defend itself from doing that is.
That's me, man. Sorry about that.
Is shutting down the whole entire banking system, like your ATM. This is why I advise everybody to keep their money in like what you call it, like credit union. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm in the process to transfer all my funds into the Navy Credit Union. You know what I mean? Because it is a possibility that they will shut down the banking system, and I want to have access to some type of money. And also, I got cash. I got a safe in the crib, and I keep cash in there just in case. And yeah, man, these are the possibilities that these snares that's around the corner that's about to hit us. That is a possibility if war were to set off between us and Russia. Man, I'm looking at Putin, man. Yo, Putin is war ready, man. That smile that dude had in his face, man. he's ready for that repercussions of whatever's gonna come to him when he invades Ukraine, man. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they thought about it for a long time and they prepared for it, man. For sure, for sure. All right, gentlemen, let me ask you a question real quick. What can be done to safeguard yourself? I already said earlier that, like I agree with Rush. At some point, if they get into the banking system too deep, they're just gonna shut that down, and you ain't gonna be able to go to the bank and get no money. So I already said that you should get at least a little bit of silver, a little bit of gold, so you have something on hand you could trade. But what do y'all think could be done about this cyber attacks on the banks and cryptocurrencies to protect us?
There is no solution, man. Like you can't stop it. If they take that lane, that's a rabbit hole nobody's ready to go through. I mean, but you see, we're talking about a country that starved their own people in order for them to survive. That's how grimy Russia can get. So, that's equivalent to going to war with Afghanistan if they were an actual equal superpower. Them niggas don't care. They'll kill themselves just to kill you. Know what I mean?
The problem with the banking systems is the banking systems are all interconnected. Mm-hmm. So say, for example, I'm Bank of America and I'm worried about an attack because now I'm plugged into the International Monetary Fund and the banking system, which is global. Oh, well, I'm going to protect us, so I'm going to shut down and lock down our system, right? So now I protected my system from being hacked. But you know what that means? I ain't letting nobody in. I can't do no business going out either. You see what I'm saying? And for a bank, they're required to trade and transfer and move millions and billions and trillions of dollars every fucking day. So even if Bank of America decides to shut down for a week, do you know what those losses would be like? Because they're not tapped into the global monetary fund. Because that's all they do is just moving money every day, all day. That's how they make their money. So what they do is they try to put in hardware so that as information comes through, they can catch the spyware, the stuff that'll get in, like Monty said with Kronos, it get in and then it spreads out and it locks up all this shit. Because they don't take anything out. They usually lock everything up. And that's when they go, pay me and I'll send you the thing to unlock it. If you don't pay me, screw you. And they'll even do things like, okay, after 90 days, it'll start erasing shit.
Yeah.
And those banks pay.
I don't think you guys understand the severity if all banks shut down. If all banks shut down, that freezes life within itself.
Right.
Like businesses won't be able to with the text. Businesses won't be able to express paychecks. So therefore just like because we've never dealt with something on this level with dealing with currency. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if they work the banks down for real, like that shows everything up from businesses, your food markets, be prepared, man. Like the whole food shortage, man, that shit's really around the corner. You know what I mean?
No,
that's why, every brother I meet, I tell them like, hit the range and hit the gym. Hit the range and hit the gym. I mean, so I'm gripped out. So if I'm cooking some food or whatever, I mean, a pair of goons smell my food, I got enough ammo to kill them off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the range on a regular, and I got ammo. You know what I mean?
Rush, let me ask you something, man. Are you a vet?
Nah, I'm not a vet, man.
No,
I just grew up in the hood, and you know what I mean?
I just like to acknowledge the vets, man. That's all. That's cool, brother. That's cool. But you're smart enough to have know how to get on that range and get in that gym. So I appreciate that, man. Did you have something to say, Brother Monty?
No, I just the food shortage. when I was going in and out of the camera, it's because I was finishing up dinner. My kids on winter break, so they went to the skating rink, bowling or whatever with the neighbor, and then that day on the way in to eat dinner. So I've been cooking dinner, getting that finished up for them.
Okay, right on, man.
Right. So whenever I was bouncing in and out the camera, that's what I was doing. Prior to me being able to cook the dinner, I needed bell pepper. Bro,
Yeah,
I paid $4.
Wow.
For 2 bell peppers.
Wow.
When I saw it, I'm in the store talking to myself, cussing. What?
Wow.
What? $4 for 2 bell peppers?
Wow.
The meat, there's no meat on the shelf. Right? And so you have to start telling yourself the truth and thinking out and get in front of the game.
Yes.
Right? If you don't, then you can't blame other people for you not paying attention to the things that's going on around you because you're looking at your phone.
And we've seen this so many.
We need to wake up.
Yeah.
We've seen this so many times, even over here. The same. Just looking at the situation in Katrina situation, where so many people were told, man, weeks in advance to get out of there, and they didn't do it. And then at the last minute, man, they got caught in that situation. So unfortunate, man. And a lot of it is just poor planning. You know, man, like you said, you just got to plan. And so that's the whole reason why I did this live stream to show, because the government is not going to come and tell us, like us 4 brothers right here, we talking about realistic things that we may have to deal with and how we should get around it, right? The government's not going to tell us that. They're going to tell us to, keep, not keep hope alive, but, back the government, the mission is first and all that. But meanwhile, you got crying babies in the house.
Denzel say, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan.
Right.
That resonate with me. If anybody that know me know how I feel about my babies. I got a son and a daughter. The things that I'm willing to do for my kids, it's whatever. Right. So yeah. I try to give them the same things that my grandmother gave me. Right. And so that means I have to keep they focus laser. It's laser trying to get to where you're trying to get to. Where we at in the world today, I think they too get caught up in some of the things that is available to them when they get to the school, when they get to different places. All this social media stuff is too much. It's so much available to them. I just had to learn how to grow as a man, and then the other things came as they came. They throw it in their face now because everybody's so hooked to this electronic world, and this electronic world is going to be the demise of us, in my opinion.
I think at some point they will shut down the internet for like 6 months straight. You know what I mean? Just to have control of who we politic when we hitting these hard times, man. I'm hoping that I'm wrong about everything, man. You know what I'm saying? But these are the possibilities that can take place, man. I mean, I even think Putin's bold enough to nuke New York and invade America itself, man.
We couldn't shut down the internet for 6 months, and we would have to blow it up because it's everything globally is so locked in, and this country would lose its mind if it didn't have access to the internet. And I'm not talking about us. I'm not talking about us, but I'm talking about Russia. The government
war, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I know. I'm talking about like the government systems that are plugged in over the internet. Hospitals are plugged in over the internet. Supply chains are plugged in over the internet. Banking, all of this stuff is running because, and that's why I said, as Americans, we're so tech dependent because they trained us to it. So if it shut down for 6 months, suicides would be up through the roof. And I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about so many, because hospitals can't go back to
Your shadow government don't care about that, man. They don't care about that. They're gonna shut down the supply system already, man.
Right, I'm saying we would
Truckers
do
have
it,
been
but
on
I'm
strike.
saying at what cost?
Coca-Cola truck drivers have been on strikes for the past year and a half.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed. If you go into AutoZone, you don't see no beverages in there, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like all this shit that's going down right now, man, it's not a coincidence, man.
But everybody know that their internet's still up. Let that go down and watch what happens. I'm telling you.
I think you're right. I think everything is so intertwined through
It is.
the internet.
That's the problem.
If there was to shut it down, you're talking about a global impact, right? And that's one. Even when we were going through the pandemic, the one thing that didn't shut down was the net. The net keep going, right? If they shut the net down, that'll shut the world down. And there's people in high places.
Yo, the C-19 was a warning shot, man.
Huh?
C-19 was a warning shot, man. That was the real thing.
No, what
they letting you know they about to enforce martial law too. I mean, listen, man, I get it, man. You guys got kids, y'all got family. Y'all don't want this shit to go down. Y'all don't want it to go down. But it will. It's only a matter of time, man.
But even things like the trains, they're run by computers and the internet.
Right.
The railroad trains, the ships out at sea.
The government don't care about that, man.
Let me tell you, those giant tanker ships, those are computers. The captain just stand there like this and look at the computers doing all that. We've become so dependent on these machines and these computers. All the planes in the sky would crash because they need the internet and satellites. That's what's keeping them from crashing into each other.
Okay, y'all. Time to get some closing remarks in here because we got to get out of here. So we talked about all of these different things, man. And Rico brought up the fact of having a first aid kit, which is good. You need a first aid kit in your house. You need a first aid kit. You need a radio. We talk about battery powered radio with good batteries in it. What else? What else did we say? Oh, flashlights. Flashlights.
Don't forget about canned goods and supplies of water.
Canned goods. Hey, and what you need, and what the one thing people don't tell you, you need a hand can opener. Remember Rick, the old can openers where you twist your hand. Okay, I'm sure Russian money, they too young, they ain't never seen those. But I mean, you know,
I'm not,
you gotta
can't open this, man. Oh, come on, man. I'm grown, man.
You got electric one. You probably got
the electric one, man. We talking
about you crazy, boy.
Where you turn it with your hand, you get about halfway through, you're like, man. You gotta keep on going, right?
Yeah.
But get you a can opener and get you some canned goods. I would say get about at least a month worth of canned goods. You're not going to touch those canned goods. You're just going to change them out every 6 months, right? Get you some canned goods. Get you some water. And you need I would say get a hot plate and a generator. Sister Wanda said get a generator. Sister Wanda said get two. And if you can afford two, get two. But at least you get one. Get one generator because you never know. You might have to spend a week without having none of these services.
Right. And if you can't get a generator, what you can do to offset it is get you a case of those sternos, those little cooking stoves that you can just light with matches to heat water and cook food with. Because everybody I know ain't got $1,500, $2,000 or whatever, whatever generator. And you might
talk about $100, man.
Or you might even be living in, say, an apartment building. Something like that. So you can't put a gas generator in that. You still can have those little sterno camping stoves. Get your little cheap camping stove. Because if your power's out and you don't have a heat cooking source or the heat water for a period of time, that stuff lasts forever. You can have those cooking stoves and the little sternos.
It's good to have all that stuff, but the most important thing to protect your things in your house is to have a firearm, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a firearm, all that stuff is obsolete. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be seeing
but you
wolves
can't
coming
eat that
in
gun if
the
you
crib.
ain't got food. If you ain't
When
got
you walk
food,
ready,
you can't
yeah.
eat that gun. And if you get injured, if you shoot yourself, you need a first aid kit.
You need a first aid kit.
Okay, so all of it's important.
No, you're right about that, sir. But I'm just saying, any of the wolves that's out there, man, they're bold enough to go in and out your house, man. You gotta be prepared for that, man.
Yes, sir. You're correct.
Yeah.
People out there on the street and they hungry.
I'm just wondering what all the single mothers gonna be doing out there. You heard?
Oh Lord, they ain't gonna be calling for you, Rush.
Yes, exactly. They're gonna be looking for bounty hunters like you, man.
Nah, they ain't gonna call for me.
Yeah, they is. You will be running up down the street saving them.
Please come over. Please come over and sit with
Not
us.
me, man.
But the thing is, these are ideas that in the 50s and 60s they used to all. As a matter of fact, and if you live in places like in the winter, the same way they would tell you in your car with a lot of snow, like way up in Mass, to have a winter kit in case you got stranded.
Yeah, right.
You know, with a blanket, a flashlight, a radio, extra pair of boots, and a first aid kit in your trunk. I used to ride around with it in my trunk. You got to have an emergency house kit. And
hey, man, you just reminded me of so. Hey, Rico, let me tell the story real quick, man. You just reminded me, man. So I'm from LA, man. So you know, out here, man, it's 60 degrees, man. We got big overcoats on, man. We freezing out here, right? So, man, I was working with this dude, man. I was working at a great American company called Foot Locker. Shout out to Foot Locker. And so I was working with this brother, man. He was from somewhere in the mid. I think he was from not New York, but he was from the Midwest. Shout out to wherever he was from, man. So he said he was driving through Kansas. He said he was driving through Kansas because what happened was he got back in the day, man. We used to send letters. Remember that, Rico? Used to write letters. Mind you, young and y'all don't remember having to get letters, right? So you got a letter in the mail telling you if you got a job or not, right? Now it's on the internet, right? But anyway, so he had got a letter in the mail that he had got the job for Foot Locker, right? So he said he threw everything in his car. He had left his girlfriend. Him and his girlfriend was on bad terms. He left everything, right? So he's driving in his car, and he driving through Kansas, and there's a snowstorm, man. He's driving, and he said he had 8-track tape in there, right? He said he was like, doo 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 doo. He said, man, it got so cold that the 8-track froze in the. They don't know what an 8-track is, Rico. I gotta show them what an 8-track is. I gotta explain what an 8-track is.
I know, man. I know.
Monty, you know, Monty, you don't know. You're too young, man.
I know what an 8-track is.
I didn't look young. I grew up.
We grown over here, man.
Rush, you way too young. You don't know nothing about no 8-track.
They don't know. You would get in some of those places with a snowstorm, be snow blind. It's called a whiteout, where you riding down the highway and all of a sudden you don't see the road anymore because the snow is coming so bad, so fast.
He was in that situation. Yeah. So what he did was, it was just lucky for him. He saw a big rig pulled over. Mm-hmm. He pulled around that, and right when he went down off the high ramp, there was an inn right there. He could pull in there, and he stayed there for a couple of days. God. But I mean, just to say is that he was driving, and he couldn't barely see because there was so much snow. And you talk about Kansas, man, you can't see nothing.
Flat highway.
Yeah, exactly.
No hills, no mountain, just flat.
Nothing, man. So it was just funny, man. You reminded me about that story, man.
Yeah.
What do y'all think, man? Y'all think we covered it? Y'all think we covered, this part one at least, man, about what our people could do to try to make sure they'd be okay. If you guys got any other suggestions, man,
I think we have to factor in that gas price is going to be so high that people will not be able to afford to drive no more.
Right.
I mean, and there might be a huge wave where everybody's going to start purchasing these electric cars, the Teslas. You know
what? And it might be. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? But it seemed like they pushing everybody to go to this cryptocurrency. right? Because gas gonna be so high you can't pay for it, right? But you're gonna have to have this crypto deal to be able to deal on anything. Hey, it's something up. There's no way we went from here to there to here to there. Now we back here at the bottom again. What happened? What happened? Why did they have cargo ships just sitting out in the middle of the ocean, 30 feet from the dock? What do you mean? Hey, something is up. And people need to start thinking and looking and understand what's going on, how you can be impacted.
Put it like this, right? In 98, right? What was the human population? 1 billion, right?
When?
Fast forward 2022, we have 7 billion.
You talking about the world population?
Yeah.
They got more than 1 billion people in China.
No. I thought he was talking about like Russia. No. I mean, okay, so
China got 1 billion.
Give bro credit though. He said 96. That's
yeah, but in 96 they had a billion. China.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's
so
something like it's almost
like,
6
you talking about the
billion
world
people
rush?
now. Yeah,
the world is like
I'm talking
7
about
8 billion.
Yeah, I'm talking about the world. We are 7 or 8 billion right now.
Yes, but so it was more than 1 billion in 98 because 98's 20 years. It didn't go up.
Probably 1 billion and some change. But for conversation's sake, okay, yeah, we'll just say about 3 billion, right?
Okay, I'll go with that. Maybe, yeah, that's better.
But it just shows you how we're producing a lot of people out the womb. So it could be. It could be. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's looking like they trying to do that population control. Know what I mean? The less people around, the more power the government has to control the people on Earth, man. Know what I mean?
Yeah, they have talked about overpopulation. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but it has been out there in the conversation.
I mean, there has to be some validity to it because in China for a while they had so much people to the point where if the baby turned out to be a female, they would kill it off rip.
Yeah. Well, for the longest time, they had a one-child policy too. You could only have one child in China.
But Rush, they found out real quick that was a bad idea. If you get rid of all your baby girls,
right? And then the boys when they grew
up. Right. But that just shows you the the population was out of control within China, man.
Yeah.
They brought babies like mixtapes out there. You heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I hope we didn't scare people to death. But it is something we need to get serious about.
Yeah, but I mean, as you can see by the numbers, our people really don't want to talk about stuff like this. But it's something that it's possible that it could happen. So you need to be prepared and prepare yourself as much as possible.
And the one thing I do say is that I think we've gotten so desensitized because we've been in the war for like 20 years, but that was like, that's the Middle East. That's those countries.
Yeah.
Russia's a different animal.
Yeah,
Russia and China is two different animals that if we get in a war with them, it ain't going to be clean. If we engage in war with Russia, we're going to have the draft come back. So all you Mr. Rush,
let me say this. First, they're going to shut down the banks. You ain't going to be able to go to work. You won't be able to take no money out. You know what I'm saying? When they do that, that's when they're going to force you to get drafted. But I think at that point, when that happens, Russia's going to be on our soil, banging it out with us, man.
What's your government name, Mr. Rush?
Well, I mean,
what's your government name, Mr. Rush?
I don't want to get into all that.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
My father got drafted. They say, and first thing they say, congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, they do that to me, man.
These are cats that I mentor around here, they wouldn't make it. I tell them all the time, boy, y'all couldn't have made it in my day. They think I'm short in stature. I say 5'9" with the soul of a 6'4". Anyway, these boys that come up, I mentor. I have a group of kids that I mentor in my neighborhood.
Right on, man. Good for you, bro.
And try to help them get to the next spot. They soft as a pillow. So
Yeah.
if we go to a spot where we got a draft, please don't do it from this subdivision, because none of them here. Oh no, my daughter is tougher than them.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if I can tell you, if we get into it with one of them two cookies, we draft them.
Well, definitely, I agree with you on that. China or Russia, man, they're gonna have to start pulling names out of the hat.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be. And I will tell you, in a draft, people of color and poor people, front of the line.
Front of the line. Now, anybody trying to get naturalized.
The question you asked earlier, Mr. C, is it possible? It's absolutely possible. Like, we're not just so dominant anymore. The only thing is, if they hit us, which is very possible, then we hit them, and it's now the game is on, and it's mass destruction. So it's not that they can't; they just waiting for a calculated time to either make that move or don't. It's not that. It's not.
I don't think. You know what? I don't think they overall. That's their overall goal.
Right.
Something over here. I don't think that. I think their overall goal is to just capture that. The Ukraine, capture that area.
It's some all over there.
Huh?
They got some all over there. It's something.
No, they already got.
But Clarence, if America don't mind their business, this is what's going to take place. We all know America loves to save these poor countries, man. Know what I mean, that get into it with people like Putin, man. You know what I'm saying? So our best bet is to mind our own business, but I don't think America is going to mind their own business, man. They're going to try to intervene, try to save Ukraine, and this shit, and the spiral effect of that will be the shit we were talking about earlier. I mean,
well, Ruck, they can't. They technically can't get involved, so they have to stay out of it. They can get involved by giving arms and giving stuff they can use in the war, but America can't directly get in. Not supposed to directly get involved with it. So I don't think they would directly get involved with it until Russia moved past. Now, if they did something and went past,
But why? What's the economic gain?
Ukraine. Let's say, for example, can you see this map here? Can you guys see this map here? Can you guys see this map here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Russia. This is Ukraine. I don't think that America will get involved unless they pushed like all the way past through maybe half of Ukraine and then started getting into Poland and everything else. I think that's when America probably would say, okay, now we got to get involved, get our hands dirty, and get our hands involved right now. I got Brother Chaotic come back, so we giving closing remarks. So let me let Chaotic give some closing remarks, and then we're gonna pass the ball around one more time, and then we're gonna get out of here. All right, Brother Chaotic, what do you got to say, man?
Yeah, in closing remarks, like always, thank you, Clarence, for having an excellent show as usual. Even though it appears to be adversarial at times, I do enjoy it. We're not a monolith, and that's one of the beauties of a channel like this. Now, what I will say about Ukraine and Russia is that I don't think that there is anything that we as Americans need to worry about. I think that we will be fine, and we do live in the greatest country on the planet, in my opinion. And I think that Ukraine will eventually it'll be an unconditional surrender.
Oh man, they're knocking out a lot of those Russian soldiers, man. They're taking a lot of them as prisoners.
Well, hear me out. In my opinion, I think it's going to be an unconditional surrender. I don't think that they have the logistics to compete with the actual I don't think the invasion is full scale as we are told. And I don't think, I think that Ukraine will be a satellite state for Russia. I think the Russians are going to set up a provisional government. It'll be a sort of like Crimea, I don't know how. I think the government in Crimea is a provisional government, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
I'm not sure. I am not
Okay.
sure. So,
Yeah, but I think that Ukraine is they should do the right thing and just acquiesce to Russia. I mean, I know it sounds terrible, man, but hey, man, Russia doesn't want them to be a part of NATO.
right, and I get it. I get their reasoning. If you look right here, this is all this. This is and the NATO has bases down here.
Where?
Down here on the border of Ukraine, on the Russian, like close to the border of Russia, in Ukraine, they have bases down here. And so
I thought NATO was just a joint effort of military the different countries' air force. I didn't know they had bases.
Yeah, they have bases down there.
Okay, so now you hit me to something that I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, they have bases here in Ukraine, and so Russia's like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. I heard somebody say earlier, and I was saying it earlier, that it would be the equivalent of Russia having bases in Mexico.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hey, you guys, got these bases in here, and this is technically should be our territory here. They trying to take it back once again, right? And so, like I say, I don't think their main issue is us. I think their main issue is because Ukraine has a lot of natural resources, oil and other things. I think lumber and a lot of other natural resources that they have over there. That's why the Germans was trying to get it too. So I just think that they're just like you said, it's gonna be a squabble. I don't know. I don't see how they're gonna win when with all these other countries against them, and then not taking their money as well, or taking their money or their supplies as well. I don't see how that's gonna work for Russia. But it may. But thank you, Brother Chaotic.
Hey, thank you, man. Have a good one. Peace.
Everybody go over to Chaotic Truth, sign up, subscribe to Chaotic Truth. You know that for sure. Rush, you got some final words for us, brother? I think Rush stepped out the building too. Okay, Rush, I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna pull you down, man, because okay, Monty, you got some final words for us, brother?
Let me get that up. Bruh, I'm gonna study up and look at the map and see just what everything is going on. I tend not to trust media reports and try to get the actual facts, look at the landscape, find out what the history is between Russia and Ukraine and what it is that they absolutely are looking for. And why would the United States be interested and come to their defense if they move any further east, west, north, whatever? There's something there. But I don't move on and I don't speak on things that I'm not absolutely studied on. I see the news reports. All I can say is the things that I'm feeling on ground level, at ground zero. I'm seeing prices go up with things that I buy just in day-to-day life. So I know there are things that are being impacted and it comes from somewhere. So like I say, I followed you. Hopefully I get notifications whenever you guys are coming up. And we can grow a relationship and have deep conversations. But I don't speak out of turn. I don't speak unless I know something about the things that we're going to speak about. So before I start speaking on that, I'll wait until I study. What I will say in my closing remarks, Rico, sir, Brother Clarence, sir, salute. It's been a pleasure spending my evening with you guys.
Same here, brother.
Some brothers that's on something positive and not spreading some negative narrative, something. No, let's just try to build together. Hey, go get this, go get that. Like you gave me an idea. You got a generator, but it might be good to go get another one.
Yeah,
these are things where we start learning from each other. Yeah. Hey, why can't we do that? Why is that not something? They used to say it's a village. Why can't we learn from each other and hold each other up?
I agree, brother. I agree.
So whenever I hope I get the notification, I sent you in the chat my email
Oh yeah, I saw that, man. Thank you. I'll use it, man. I'll send you mine, and then matter of fact, you know what? Let me put it in there right now.
Yeah, my closing remarks is only I don't know enough about the situation to speak on the situation. So until I get studied up, I won't speak as if I'm some type of expert. I just see what I see at ground zero, and I enjoy having spoke to some brothers that's positive, and that's why I'm closing. Hey, salute to you guys.
Hey, before you leave, Monty, there's my email right there, brother. Take that and use it if you got an idea for a show.
Okay, we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch. I'll give you bounce off some things that I'm trying to get started out, trying to get a nonprofit organization started, showing these young dudes how to do things and be able to take care of themselves. So just if I could, we bounce off each other and get people to pushing in the right direction, it works. And that's me. That's me. So I'll email you and give you the backdrop, my backstory. And if it's something that you know we want to create and generate a relationship, then we'll do it.
Even if I just give you some advice, brother. Appreciate you, man. All right, I appreciate you, Monty. Thank you so much, man.
All right, I'm staying to the close, man. Make sure you get all your everything that it takes for the view and the like and the. I need to go back. I just log on YouTube and hit the like button when I get out of StreamYard.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, Monty, I'm gonna pull you down, man, but you're still gonna be able to get access the private chat, man. So go up to the private chat and get my my email right there. I just
I got it. I see it. I got you.
Thank you. All right, Rico. And now it's your turn, man. You on the hot seat, brother.
No, I mean, great conversation like always. Very informative. Glad to see that you speaking about it because nobody else in our community seemed to be interested. And that's a little bit disappointing. It's a little bit. I mean, there are. Let me take that back. There are people in our community speaking out. I'm not subscribed to them, and I need to get out there and get subscribed to more informative channels and stay out of some of these junk channels that I'm on half the time. Because let's face it, we are all seem to be on. Not that this channel's a junk channel, but I am subscribed to some junk channels that I don't need to be. I can unsubscribe and get some more educated channels to further my education in life. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anybody knows. The damn president doesn't know.
Right.
I hope it comes to a peaceful resolution because I mean we've had these dust-ups before. Like I said, in 2014, Crimea. 2008, Russia invaded the country of Georgia, which is also over there.
Right.
And we've got out of all of them without America being in a full-fledged war. So I hope this is another one of those instances. We will probably feel some short-term pain. I don't believe Russia wants to take the country of Ukraine. And that, to me, would be a worse idea. Because if they did, then the other countries that are encroaching around Ukraine, they would quickly join NATO. So that would kind of defeat its whole purpose anyway. Because it's not just Ukraine; it's Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, and I think there's one other country around there. And they had all said Moldova. They all said they wouldn't join NATO. But if he invades Ukraine, they're gonna quickly run to NATO and say we're joined.
I'm sure they're there now.
Right. And the reason where they will do that because once you're a member of NATO, the other countries have to come to your aid in case you're invaded. Most people don't realize when we got attacked for 9/11, that was the first time Article 5 of NATO was invoked, and all those countries went right over there to Afghanistan and to defend America.
Yeah,
because that's part of the treaty,
right?
The North Atlantic Treaty. So I don't know. I think this is something that Putin does this. He gets everybody in Russia, blowing their load off of him, how big and strong he is, and Russia is. And I think he will take another piece of it, just like he took Crimea. When they withdraw their forces, they're gonna keep a piece. They're going to take a little piece somewhere up there and they're going to say, and they're going to move the borders and all that. So I know, like I said, this, this war on that scale, no one really wants to. I look at all the damage from the global war on terror, and that was against an enemy that we were far more formidable. I don't think so with Russia or China. So I hope it doesn't go well. We as a community, we need to get up to speed on things like this. And other than that, if you ain't a praying person, you might want to start.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Definitely. All right, Brother Rico, thank you so much, man. I always like to honor the veterans, man, because both my parents are vets. So I appreciate Brother Rico, and I wanted to have either him or Marcus up here, or both of them up here, or Sister Juana up here, because I wanted a vet up here to definitely discuss this issue. All right, Rick, I'm gonna put you down, man. Thank you so much. All right, so what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Chaotic came through. You know what I mean? He's always strong, but sometimes he's running in the wrong direction, and we gotta pull his chain and get him in the right direction. But chaotic is chaotic. He wouldn't be chaotic if he wasn't he didn't have his opinion, and he wouldn't be as eloquent as he is to try to lay it out. And this is one of the safe places he can come, where we're not going to attack him. Well, most of us. I don't know about Rico, but most of us are not going to attack him for at least saying something that we don't agree with. Anyway, Sister Wanda came through. How'd she do? Strong, man. Strong. Once again, strong. Got on me, pulled me to the carpet. So I gotta set up something with her, and I'm gonna enjoy that. How about Brother Monty? How about Monty came through? Monty came out of left field, nowhere, man. Strong performance. What about Rush? Rush came in, didn't say one cuss word. Thank you, Rush. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Who we got in the chat? Risa Neal. I don't know you. I don't know you if you're a sister or brother, but appreciate you. Appreciate you for stopping through. Everybody that stopped through in the chat. Appreciate all of y'all. All of y'all, man. All of y'all. Everybody. A story to tell. Promise Hernandez. Who else stopped by? Marcus. Marcus, of course. Monty stopped through. Danique. Thank you. Brother Malcolm. Appreciate you. Sister Kimberly. Appreciate you. E Black. Y'all go out there and y'all sign up for E Black TV, and go out there and sign up for E Black TV. Sign up for his page. Let's see. Conscious Moron. Appreciate you for coming through. My sister Don Frank. Sister Juana. Out there. I'm just trying to make sure. Oh, Sister Enya came through. Thank you, Sister Enya. Appreciate you for stopping by. Who else stopped by? Brother D. Brother D. We appreciate you, Brother D. Let's see. Mr. Best in the World. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. B. Appreciate you, man. Go check out Knowledge and Relationships. Their broadcast. I think they're on right now, man. You can go over there and check them out. And they're doing big things over there in Knowledge and Relationships. Go check them out. Rush came through. Who else came through? Snuggles. Let's see, man. Let's see. And that was it. That was everybody that came through. So let me see. Did I talk about Rico? Oh man, Rico came through. Strong performance. Rico came through with a strong performance. Told you needed. What did Rico tell you? He told you need a first aid kit. You need a first aid kit. He told you about the batteries, the first aid kit. I talked about the generator. Sister Juana said you need 2 generators. I think that's a good idea if you can afford it. What else? Flashlights, AM, FM radio that operates off of batteries. You don't know how long something may break out. You never know, right? What else? Who else was on the panel? Chaotic, Rico, Monty, Brother Monty came through. Rush came through. Rush didn't say no curse words, man. I'm glad Rush is learning, man. This is things work smoother that way. Who else? Who else came through? Brother Marcus. Brother Marcus came through. Strong performance, short and sweet. Dropped it off and bam, did a good job. Did a good job. Everybody did a good job. You guys did a good job in the chat. Kept the chat nice and clean. See, let me tell y'all what happens, man. When you guys keep the chat nice and clean, see, when you up here and you're the host, you got a lot of things to pay attention to. Especially me, I don't have any moderators. I don't even know how to make a moderator. I don't even know how to do it. Okay, but I don't have any anyway, right? Okay, so you know, it's hard to watch. You got to pay attention to what people are saying so that you can respond. You got to make sure all the guests are getting a chance to talk. And, you know, on top of that, you got to watch the chat, make sure there's not nobody in the chat that's saying, hey, I want to come up and, you know, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff you got to watch when you're the host, you know what I'm saying? Like, as opposed to just getting on the panel, you just come on the panel, you just sit there and wait until you get a chance to talk. But when you're the host, you got to keep the whole thing moving. You got to keep on top. Like you see, we got off topic for about an hour because, you know, there was a discrepancy between Rico and Chaotic Truth. But then we got back on track. So that's how it happens sometimes. So sometimes don't get alarmed that I may miss something that you put in the chat because I'm watching all kind of other different things. But I sure appreciate all of y'all. Reese Neal. Great stream. Can't wait for part 2. Okay, Risa Neal, we'll try to put together part 2 for you. Risa Neal, sister, I'm a new subscriber the other day. Thank you. Appreciate you subscribing because, you know, the more subscribers we get, the more different topics I could talk about. I don't want to just talk about baby mamas and, just stupid stuff that, you know, we always talk about. Who's at fault, men or women? What's the best way to date? I mean, come on, man. There's so many people talking about those crazy things. We need people to talk about real stuff, man, because we all got real issues. Sister Inya, great discussion. I'm trying, Sister Inya, I'm trying. And if you got any ideas, just hit me up. You guys can go to my page and go to the about section, and you got my email is right there. You can email me and say, hey, why don't you do this? You know how the reason why we were able to do the show we did about Chaotic Truth getting kicked off of Kwame's show, because JP came to me and said, hey man, you got to do something on that. You ought to, and I hadn't even seen it. I had to go research it and see it, and then do the program about it. So that's how that came about. And I had contacted him and asked him if he wanted to come and do it. He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So, but anyway, I know it looks like everybody's mad at each other up here, but really they're not. Everybody's good. Everybody's okay. You know, I just don't like getting off the topic. Anyway, y'all, I might be back on Saturday, definitely Sunday morning. Sunday morning, we do the Black History Minute. We do the news. We do the hit parade. We do the job of the week. And then we get right into that lead topic. All right, y'all. So I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank y'all for stopping by. I appreciate y'all. And y'all let me know. Just like you guys see Sister Wanda, she'll let me know, hey, maybe you could change this. Maybe you could do this. It'll improve. I'll at least consider what you say to us. So, yeah, you guys can go to my page, get my email me and say, maybe you should try this. No problem. I'll listen to it. Anyway, I'll see y'all on the next broadcast. Peace. Thank you.